On this episode of Star Trek Universe, we are taking the feedback that you guys so graciously left us for the Season 1 finale of Starfleet Academy 110 Rubicon, as well as feedback from previous episodes in the season. And we're talking about it right after these words from our mystery sponsors.
Welcome to Star Trek Universe, the podcast where you get to listen in on two lifelong friends sit and chat about Star Trek like they always do. My name is Matthew Carroll.
I'm David C. Robertson.
How you doing tonight, buddy?
You know, I'm here.
Yeah. I'm feeling. I'm having my spirits lifted.
Yeah.
By going to see Project Hail Mary.
Oh, was that good?
Oh man, it's good. I read the book, which is rare for me. But I saw the trailer when it came out, like 8 months ago.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I loved the trailer so much that I was like, okay. And all my friends were telling me how good the book was, over on Multiverse News, especially. They had all read it, and I was like, okay, all right, I'll read it. And I read it. And the book's great. The movie is like a really faithful adaptation. I just thought it was really well done. And like, it's that kind of thing where like, I knew the book well enough that like, as I'm watching the movie, from the moment the movie starts, I'm like getting emotional because I know what's happening and where the character's going, what he's going through. Like the internal monologue that he's having, like I read that internal monologue and I'm watching him go through it, and it's just like, oof. It's really, really good. And just, it has a real the reason I wanted to mention it is it has a real Star Trek ethos, I guess. In that it's so much about science and like how and like working together and like new life, new civilization type stuff, like all of that. Like it's just got that. It's got like Star Trek in its bones, kind of, and like in a way that as I was watching, I was like, this is. It's just stuff that inspires me, and I just absolutely loved Project Hail Mary. I think it's great.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
that's cool. It's going to be really hard for me to not watch that forever. So, you know me, I'm never going to watch it.
Nah, come on.
I might.
I'll go with you tomorrow.
I might. I don't know.
One of these days.
Yeah, once you put a day on it, like I'm just like, oh, not tomorrow.
I hear that. Well, let's dive into our feedback and get into this season of
sure
Academy.
Yeah, and by the way,
we're
I think someone mentioned it in the comments. We actually did. We're doing the follow-up feedback episode.
Yeah, we did it.
We did it.
Yes.
All right. First up, we got Andre Sparks talking about episode 9. Says, "Hey guys, just finished episode 9. That was an excellent episode. Definitely didn't see that ending coming at all, but I do feel like the cage the good guys in with only one on the outside has been done before. I wonder if this is how we will get Discovery on the show." I mean, we saw it. Can they get through that shield? No, they can't. I'm glad Mir made the right choice. I can't wait to see how his mom reacts to everything. Can't wait for next week. P.S. Now that filming for Strange New Worlds and Season 2 of Academy are done, there is no current filming going on for anything Star Trek for the first time in years. And in 10 years.
Wow.
Almost. How are you two feeling? I'm not good about it. Do we think we are going to get any news soon? Keep up the good work. We don't have any real news. We know that Kurtzman is talking to them, and some people have they're saying that it sounds good. This sounds like the things that they want to hear. I don't know. So I'm I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty worried.
I am too.
Pretty worried. It sucks because I feel like the exact type of idiots who hate New Trek for the wrong reasons are exactly the same political alignment with the people who just bought Star Trek.
Yeah.
It's like people dislike New Trek for fine reasons that are like, oh, it's just not my thing. It doesn't connect with me for this or that reason. Okay, sure, it's just not your thing. That's fine. It's too fast paced, too serialized, whatever. Like you can just not like newer Trek for lots of reasons. too referential to old Trek. There's all kinds of reasons people don't like it. Man, Steve Shives. I absolutely love Steve Shives. You watch him on YouTube, right?
I don't know.
No? Oh.
Nah.
Just he's one of my favorite, like, whatever, Trek YouTubers. Which, by the way, I was watching, sorry, this is a real departure. I'm three distractions in already. But Steve Shives, who I really love, our buddy John Irons was on the Trek podcast that's over there on the Infinite Potato Network.
Yeah.
And they got Steve Shives on there. He's a big YouTuber guy. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And he's been on there, all their episodes of Academy. And I was like, what?
That's crazy.
That's cool. Anyway, I just thought that was very cool to see my buddy John on there.
Yeah.
Friend of the show here.
You know, I used to be on their Star Trek podcast from time to time.
Yeah.
And they haven't invited me back, and I guess
they
in a long time.
you.
And I guess
With good old Steve Shives.
They got Steve Shives.
I mean, I don't want to say anything about that.
Right.
Because I feel like it would be mean to you to say anything about that.
Yeah, I feel like if you could, you would replace me with Steve Shives.
No.
I'm not. Look, we are. You are my oldest friend, man. I don't even watch Steve Shives, and I would replace you in a heartbeat.
No.
I'm just kidding.
I would not replace you with Steve Shives. There's room for 3 on this boat, buddy.
No, I used to watch Steve Shives.
Oh yeah.
I didn't like he had a series of commentaries about certain movies, and I didn't like the way I don't like when people get really shitty about subjectivity in art, and they act like it's like they are the only correct voice. And
I hear that.
You know, he kind of went on a thing, and I just kind of went, okay.
He didn't have a very strong opinion, which I don't mind, but that's actually exactly what I was going to bring up. Steve Shives really likes Academy. He's talked very highly of it on his videos.
Yeah.
And I watched his video where he broke down each episode. It's like breaking down the season, and he went through the season, and he fucking hated the Cisco episode. Just hated it. Tore into it really hard. He was like, this is what's wrong with New Trek. Like, this is what's actually wrong with... And he was talking... Basically, his thing was that it was just too referential to old Trek. Like, it's not blazing new trails. It's just fan wank. Like, that's sort of his criticism. And I'm like, yeah, but it was amazing. Like, it was... I'm sorry. Sure, fan wank, it's not good. But, like, a certain... sousant of it, like a little bit, is fine. You can't have your whole season be that. And I think Strange New Worlds dips its toe into that sometimes, where it's like every episode feels like it's a little like fan wanky. And I don't think Academy felt that way at all. So giving it one episode to like live in a world that like so many people love and want revisited, I have no problem with. So like, anyway, my point is, I love Steve Shives. I love his opinion on a lot of things, but he hates one of my favorite episodes of this show.
Yeah.
And like, sometimes people can just disagree on a thing. People can not like New Trek for all kinds of reasons, but literally the kinds of people who just hate it because it's diversity are exactly the kind of people who just fucking bought Paramount. It makes me very nervous for what is coming with the new Star Trek.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm nervous about it, but I'm also like, are they the conservatives who are going to be like, well, but this is what Star Trek is, and this is what makes money, and that's who primarily is the audience, so if we deviate from that, they're not going to support it. Like,
no, they don't care. These people, they are burning down CBS News right now. They're absolutely destroying its brand. Like, CBS News is about to not exist as a brand, or like have no value as a brand, purely because they want to turn it into a political machine, and like, it's not doing well. It's tearing up its entire audience, but it's because they do not care. They want to propagandize what they want to propagandize, and they are so rich that buying Paramount is like a rounding error for them. They can burn anything they want to propagandize, and this is the problem with billionaires. And it's really a scary time, man. Like, billionaires own so much of this stuff. Paramount, they're about to own Warner Brothers, or is it the verse? Yeah, they're about to own Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And that's the same family. They also, I believe, own a big stock in TikTok. Ellison's, I think they own all 3 of those major media organizations. it really is a really scary time, to the point where like we're not going to have any unbiased or even left-leaning like media at all. It's just going to be right-leaning shit. All of the social medias, all of the channels, especially the stuff that Donald Trump is putting his fingers in, like Brendan Carr and all those guys at the FCC or whatever. FCC? What is it? FCC, whatever. What is Brendan Carr? Whatever. The people that run the. He's the guy who threatened Jimmy Kimmel's job and shit. Like,
that guy. Yeah.
Is it FCC that runs the TV networks? Yeah,
I think so.
I guys get the acronyms. I get them confused.
Well, it's just like a censorship thing. It's not really. They don't like whatever. They're overreaching. And
exactly. Yeah.
No one's stopping them.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it's pissing me off big time. They're overreaching big time, and like, it is how we get our media. Is like how we know things, and opinions are affected. And people like me and you may have strong opinions and may have like a pretty strong grounding in what we believe, but a lot of people don't. And like, they will just get swayed by the wind and hear whatever fact or fiction they hear. And it's scary, scary time.
Yep. It sucks.
Yeah. Okay. So no new news. I'm sorry, we kind of derailed into the whole politics thing, but
now I kind of don't even want to have a good episode. I'm so bummed out now. Oh,
yep,
God.
Me too. That's me all the time right now. I really like it. Is our current government is so fucked up that I have a hard time doing this job because it's so important and it's so bad that like I can't not talk about it, but talking about it doesn't really help. Not here. I mean, like, hopefully there's people out there who maybe who maybe respect my opinion on other things, who go like, oh, well, maybe I should look into this or whatever. Maybe that exists. Maybe there's some small number, but like, it's so important. I refuse not to talk about it, but at the same time, it's so important. It makes it hard to like fully invest in my TV shows that I also love and I find very important. Like we were talking a few weeks ago, I think these TV shows have a lot of meaning to a lot of people, and they build our worldviews, and like, it's so important to caring about this art is very important to me. And it's hard sometimes. Like, I find it futile some days. It's tough. It really is a tough time.
Yeah. Yeah. And, as a creator, as someone, actively every day trying to write and put stuff together to put out, man, I feel like it means nothing. Like, I think my last newsletter was called like Fighting the Nothing. Like, it's just like, fuck, there's nothing. There's no reason to even try. Anyway,
let's make a podcast.
Sterling Gray also weighs in on episodes 8 and 9. It says, hey folks, going back to episode 8 for a second, I guess we now know why the crew was always holding a recital or a play in TNG. They were all Starfleet theater kids processing their trauma. Yeah, man. They're all hanging out in the holodeck.
Yeah,
they're all like doing like fucking Shakespeare. They're doing, Arthur Conan Doyle over here. Everybody's Sherlock Holmesing.
Mm-hmm. We already know that Mark Twaining is a good way to deal with conflict. Now we realize it. They're just expanding on it. It's already dealing with trauma, and now it's a conflict as well.
Yeah. Oh my God. If Tilly had said like, oh, we found these records of something called Twaining, I would have been like, motherfucker. That would have been fantastic. He says, good setup for the finale. The stakes felt real, and I was really invested in the episode. I'm interested to see how they get out of this situation. One nitpick is that the ship always seems empty every time they leave Earth. I know they explain it, but how could they leave on a mission without a crew to fly the ship? They spent time giving the bridge crew names in the first episode. We only saw them one time since. That was weird. They should just staff the bridge with bots and use more extras to fill the hallways and keep the Athena from looking like a ghost ship. I was touched when Sam called the Doctor Dad when they reunited. I didn't really feel anything when Caleb reunited with his mom, though. It wasn't as big of a moment that I thought it would be. We both choked up on the show. Mm-hmm. So we're not going to agree with you there. Finally, if that Delaxian fruit fly saves the day, I will be pissed. I hope it's just a running gag. I don't need it to be more than that. Yeah, I don't want the fruit fly to ever save the day in any capacity.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, well, okay. So we did get the skeleton crew. We'd seen it in the original series. We had seen it happen on TNG from time to time, and of course, famously Star Trek 3. So I'm okay with skeleton crews.
Yeah,
but
it's a problem of they want the cadets to have to do the work. But if you have a bridge crew, you don't need the cadets. Like the cadets become just stick them in a cargo bay like they did, and they become just like, let's protect the cadets instead of having them be an active part of the proceedings. And the show wants to have them be an active part of the proceedings.
Yeah, and it is weird that we've barely seen any of that crew that they announced at the beginning.
It does feel like they could have just never named them, and we'd be fine. Like we were like, oh, there are crewmen there. They're not bridge crew. We don't know who they are. They're just other people. Yeah, whatever.
All right. Let's see. Alberta Kit Kat over on Threads says, I am doing a rewatch of the finale now. I'm catching nifty small details with each viewing. Sorry. The writing in this is top-notch Star Trek. Love me some Vitus Reflux with their squeaky echoes. That was genuinely funny. I'm in love with Giamatti. He does a great crazy villain.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, the the squeaky echoes. The plants.
Oh,
you remember what she's talking about, right?
Yeah.
That felt like... maybe I should have said it in the episode. Maybe I did. I'm always shocked when I hear my wife listening back to these, and I'm like, oh man, I should have said that. And then I'll hear myself say it, and I'm like, yeah. I lived up to my own expectations.
Modest they may be.
The Vitus Reflux those plants reminded me of C-Lab 2021. Did you ever see that? Where it's like there's an episode where it's like there's a version of one of the characters from an alternate universe. He's like this weird, like spliced bird creature.
No, I don't.
And he just keeps screaming, Pizarro, 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 Pizarro.
No, I haven't. I know, and I've seen bits and pieces of that show because you liked it so much when we were growing up, but I never watched it.
Well, I mean, it was like when we were in college, not growing up.
Oh, is that? I must be thinking of something else then.
Yeah. No, C-Lab, it was just funny. It was weird. Bizarre bullshit. Creamy Butters over on Thread says, I do not like the new trend of 8 to 10 episode seasons. I don't know how to help, man. People say that to us, and I don't know.
He says, wants more, is what he's saying?
Yeah.
Let's go back to 20.
Yeah.
I hear that.
He says, like, detest. Having said that, the writing and acting moved the story at a wonderful pace. Every actor got their moment to shine. I felt the new kids were absolutely equal to the task of standing and performing alongside Holly, Paul, Tatiana, and Mr. Picardo.
Ooh.
And dang, that Talaxian fruit fly. Yeah. So part of me wishes that they would just do 26 episodes or whatever it was a season.
Sure.
And scale down the special effects and the action, because I don't need all this shit. You know, when we couldn't do it back in the day, I felt like they were forced to be more imaginative with their plots.
Well, I don't think that it's the effects. Obviously, that's part of it. And in those days, back in the day, they would have a few effects heavy moments or episodes, but then they would just have littler episodes, like smaller, more intimate episodes that didn't require so much effects. I don't think it's the effects. I think that it's, I don't know what it has to do with. I think it has to do with the way they're writing. Like they're making writing contracts these days, and the way they're setting up writers' rooms and stuff. Like it's the entire production process is truncated. Obviously, you're making 10 instead of 20. Like back in the day, you'd have guest writers come in to write an episode, and you were in production all year round because you were constantly making the show. Like that's just not how TV is made these days for any shows. I mean, with the exception of maybe like daily soaps or something. Like other than that, like most shows, they make them for like 3 months, and then they allow the actors and writers and directors to go run around and do whatever else they want, because everyone's a freelancer these days. You know, like no one's just doing one thing in the industry. It seems
it is just completely different than it was back then.
It is
like, And if they came in with trying to do the shit they did before, people would be pissed because they're like, this is not premium television.
Yeah, yeah, they would. Like, it's a weird thing because to survive in today's market, to be a like fictionalized, especially sci-fi drama type show, you gotta kind of set yourself apart and be sort of prestige. Especially with the Star Trek name, you want a prestige show out of this. But at the same time, I would love more of it. I would love just, those episodes you see of Star Trek that were just like really interestingly written, and they all happen in one room. There's like the core, like, Measure of a Man. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the actors in a room talking the whole time, and it's great.
But when they do episodes like that now, you'll see on TV Time on Facebook, it's just a bottle episode.
Sure,
it's a fucking bottle episode. It's bullshit. They just want to spend money. Like. It's like, God, what do y'all want? So yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Creamy Butters.
I love these names. Was it something Kit Kat and Creamy Butters?
Yeah. Alberta Kit Kat. So I don't often throw out a net on our social medias to write in, and I did this time, and this is what we get.
Nice. Love it.
This is what we get. Yeah, I do too. Over on our Facebook page, In Sabanur says, overall, it was great. The key is how they handle season 2, especially now that it is very little baggage from season 1. Yeah, there is very little baggage from season 1.
Yeah. Like,
what will they do?
It'll have to be a brand new plot. Like, I mean, yes, I'm assuming the old enemies still exist. While Noose Braca was taken in or whatever, that organization probably still exists. The Emerald Chain is out there. The Federation's still reestablishing itself. Like, there's a lot to do, and it's a very interesting world, a lot of rich stuff going on. But, like, I would love to see us encounter some of the worlds that we saw on that dais watching. You know what I mean? Watching the Noose Braca talk about how the Venari Rawl are going to, lead them into the future and block out Starfleet and all this stuff. Like, now it's Starfleet's job to go out and make friends with all those worlds. And I'd love to see more of those worlds become part of the Federation and at least become allies and start working towards the worlds that, the power that the Federation once was,
Yeah, I want to see the power vacuum that the Venari Rawl or Noose Braca leaves. I want to see a motherfucker with Connect 4 on his head. No, I'm very. They have already said that the second season is going to be more of an ensemble show, less focused on Caleb Mir. They've also said that Giamatti and Anissa Mir are not going to be in season 2, but they also said if they get a season 3, they might be in season 3. So. I'm hoping, against hope here. But thank you, Lord Apocalypse, for writing in.
Lord Apocalypse?
Yeah.
Oh,
In Sabanur.
In Sabanur. That's right. I was like, where do I know that name from? I was trying to think if it was like no, not the Mummy. That was Oksana Namun or something like that. I was like, this sounds like an Egyptian name, which I know that's also Apocalypse.
I don't know what you just said. I'm like, no, that was like a figure skater from the 90s.
That's Oksana Bayul.
I know. Anyway. But yeah, hey, In Sabanur, are you excited about the new season of X-Men 97? Because I am.
I am too.
Andre Sparks on Facebook says that finale was amazing. No notes. I'd say
real
only
quick,
number 2.
Pause. Before we get into Andre Sparks, you mentioned being excited for X-Men 97. Dude, we have such a freaking stacked year for Marvel. I am so pumped. Like, not only is it cool stuff, but it's stuff that seems like it's going to connect to each other. And I'm just like, that's been sorely lacking for ever since Endgame. And like, I know everyone, if any of you guys came over from the Marvel podcast, you've probably heard me talk about this stuff already, but like, I'm really excited about the Spider-Man trailer coming out this week. And it's like, we got Daredevil starting this week. And then we got 8 weeks of Daredevil, then a Punisher movie, then Spider-Man.
Is it a Punisher movie? I didn't know.
Yeah.
Fuck.
They're doing
it's a
Punisher
Is it a made-for-TV movie?
Yeah. It's on Disney Plus.
Okay.
Kind of like they did Werewolf by Night and that Guardians of the Galaxy. So it'll probably be short. I'm guessing like an hour and a half or less. But like
shit.
Yeah, short, which is fine. I like a good short flick, but it's
2.5 hours.
Yeah, so they're doing. So we got 9 weeks of Daredevil, I believe. Maybe it's 8 weeks. They're doing 2 the first week. But they're doing. So we got a bunch of weeks of Daredevil. Then we got shortly after the Punisher movie. Then that leads directly into Spider-Man. And that's not even mentioning we got Spider-Man, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, X-Men 97, Vision Quest this year. It's got like freaking Ultron coming back in that. Like,
is this Spader?
Yes.
Ooh,
yes, they haven't released any footage yet, but like it's Vision trying to figure out who he is, and it shows there's like the descriptions of like the trailers that came out of cons and stuff is like Paul Bettany as himself, and James Spader as himself, like sitting and discussing and talking about like it seems like some sort of conversation going on inside of Vision's head, trying to like sort out the different programs that he is, for after WandaVision. And Spader and it's Terry Matalas is the showrunner.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And he said like we
did Picard season 2 and 3.
Yes, Picard season 2 and 3. And he has said that there are so many Star Trek fans who are writing and producing it that all throughout the show while they're making it, they keep referencing Star Trek moments to be like, oh yeah, this is that moment when Riker gets blah, blah, blah to the Borg. Or like that sort of stuff on set where they're like, it's being made by a Star Trek director or Star Trek showrunner who is. And I have been saying since WandaVision, that scene between the two visions in WandaVision is a Star Trek scene. It's a robot talking down another robot. You know what I mean? Like it's that like Ship of Theseus moment is so Star Trek. And I said it when it happened. And now we've got the Star Trek director taking that character and running with it. And I'm just like so freaking pumped. So I tied it back into Star Trek so you guys can't be mad at me for talking about Marvel so long. And then we have a freaking Avengers movie this year. Like it's just like we are 4 months into this year, 3 months into this year, and we still have so much Marvel to talk about, to do this year and talk about and be excited about. I'm really pumped.
The saddest part is I won't be watching any of it.
Catch up, buddy.
And I'm so far behind.
It's
impossible.
Talk to me, and I'll tell you what you can skip.
Oh, I don't do that.
Yeah,
I don't do that.
I know, but do it.
You should have known, like, when we were teenagers, and you said, like, you got to watch U.S. Marshals, and I was like, well, I haven't seen the fucking
Fugitive.
The Fugitive, and you were like, it doesn't matter. I'm like, the fuck it doesn't, and I never watched either of them.
You should. There are things where it matters, obviously. There are certain universes that are so disconnected. Like you do not need to see Moon Knight. I don't know if you've seen Moon Knight, but like
Moon Knight's fantastic.
It's so good, but you don't need to see it to watch what's going on now. Like you don't need to watch Secret Invasion.
You know what, motherfucker? I keep seeing stills from that Spider-Man trailer and people circling damn pieces of air where there's other people. I bet there's a Moon Knight in there.
Not to get too into the weeds of that trailer. It's got to be Daredevil. It's got to be Daredevil.
Yeah.
Because
he's absolutely got to be Daredevil.
He's freaking fighting what I assume is the Hand.
That looks like the Hand.
It looks like the Hand. And Spider-Man is fighting them, and there's a big empty spot. And we know that the Punisher...
There are 2 big empty spots.
We know that in the last... You saw the last Spider-Man movie, right?
Yeah.
The third in the Tom Holland.
How could I not? I did skip stuff just to watch that.
Well, we know that Spider-Man knows Matt Murdock already. We know that Matt... did you watch this year's freaking Daredevil season 1 or whatever? Okay. Well,
I'm a season behind on the Netflix Daredevil stuff.
Oh, wow.
I didn't watch season 3.
Wow.
I know.
Well, the way this first season of Born Again ends, it would make a lot of sense if Daredevil sought out Spider-Man and other characters. If we see a Spider-Man appearance in Daredevil or in the Punisher movie, like in the trailer, Spider-Man is talking to the Punisher as if he knows him. You know what I mean? Like he's like, you've seen the trailer, right?
Nope. I've seen parts of it.
Okay. He like,
what were they releasing, like snippets of it or something?
Oh yeah, for a day they dropped all over social media little 2-second clips. That was stupid. But the actual trailer, he's like swinging around fighting the Punisher, and he's like, "Come on, Frank!" Like they're old friends, and I'm like, they gotta meet before this. Like surely there's some like I'm really hoping he's in Daredevil or in the Punisher, or one of the two.
You remember what was it? Was it Punisher season 1 or 2 when he was in that the soldier group meetings?
Yeah.
Would it be great if he was like in one with Peter Parker and he's just like, yeah, my family was killed and I did all this shit with them, got PTSD, and then Peter's like, I died on an alien planet, and now no one knows who the fuck I am. All of my loved ones don't know me. But I remember disintegrating in Tony Stark's arms. He's like, Jesus, kid, you got me beat.
It's like superhero, like a superhero support group of some kind.
Yeah. Which, by the way, Tom King did that in a fucking
comic.
In a miniseries
cool.
or maxi series. I can't remember what it's called now, but it was super dark and pretty awesome because it's Tom King.
I bet. Okay, I'm sorry to derail us so much. I just you were mentioning something and it cued that in, and I'm just like, it is so freaking exciting how much Marvel we have this year. It's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, I want to catch up. I just I just keep not. I'm just busy. I'm busy.
Yeah, we'll talk about it off cast. I don't want to waste. Where are you? What did you stop on?
Oh, okay. So, various places, like, I know it doesn't matter, but I've watched, like, 2 episodes of Inhumans and kind of really like it and don't understand why everyone hates it so far. I was like, I've seen worse on the CW. Fuck this is great.
Inhumans, that's way back, bud. That's way back.
But, like, I know I had, like, not seen that and then seen a bunch of other stuff, so, like, I didn't watch the last Jessica Jones, the last Daredevil. I did finish all of Luke Cage, and I did finish all of Iron Fist. And I was just getting excited about Iron Fist too. And I was like,
too.
That was a great fucking ending for Iron Fist.
It ended great, and now I want more Colleen Wing, and yeah.
I've got a list somewhere.
Okay,
but I'm like, I didn't watch the second Black Panther movie. I didn't watch the third Ant-Man.
Okay, so you're just kind of
didn't see Marvels.
Okay,
but I didn't see Secret War or whatever the hell that was. Secret Invasion. Yeah. There was a bunch of like the Disney Plus shows really derailed me. I haven't seen Loki season 2, and God, I wanted to.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I'm behind on What If. I'm just really behind.
Dude, come over. We'll watch Loki season 2 together. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, but I can't because you got dogs, and I'll be itching.
I'll turn on my air purifiers. I'll bring 2 in and turn them on.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah. I remember that worked pretty well that last time.
Yeah, I feel bad because like Jason's got 2 dogs and you got a few dogs. I'm like, I just can't go hang out for very long. I start itching so bad.
I hear that.
I'm so allergic.
Okay, sorry. What did Andre Sparks have to say? I'm sorry, guys.
He just
so excited about Marvel right now.
It's okay. I get it, man. Look, man, I run a DC podcast. You have a Marvel podcast.
It's true.
I mean, and we both love Star Trek. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Fucking. Intersecting.
This is just like bonus content, guys. This is little worlds collide shit.
Yeah, we don't have a Patreon for this show. You get all this shit for free.
It's true.
Andre Sparks on Facebook said that finale was amazing. No notes. I'd say only number 2 to Picard season 3 finale. I really love this season. I love season 3 of Picard.
Yeah.
Jeff Simmons on Facebook says I was quite pleased. Chuck Cregan Loreduns on Facebook said, I loved it. Sterling Gray. Back to Sterling for episode 10. Says, a lot of closure. Hey, folks. A good ending to the season. So glad it wasn't a cliffhanger. I'm also glad Caleb, Anisha, and Ake got some closure. I enjoyed the back and forth. I really enjoyed that Anisha got to vent and demand accountability from Ake. Tatiana Maslany did a great job of being mad, yet showing she's not an evil person. She showed she was hurt and wanted revenge, but still too good of a person to exact it on Ake, the person she hates most in the universe. I don't know how I feel about Noose Bracca's motives for his villainy. I loved it, dude. Yeah, his dad messed up and got his colony killed, but they were still in a desperate state. They were hungry, and the Federation flew food and supplies over their head to other people, regardless of what his dad did. That's still messed up. Like I said, the Federation had to make hard choices, and I think Noose's dad was justified in his actions, even though it backfired. That's interesting. It makes total sense to me why Noose would hate the Federation. Not that I'm condoning the killing and subjugation of the Federation, but I understand. And not to nitpick, but they couldn't beam down a replicator or two or some programmable matter. I know it was a horrible humanitarian crisis, but still, I'm not sure they knew they were there necessarily.
Yeah, we just don't know. And like, we know that we had a time of the Federation where they didn't have the resources they used to have.
Yeah.
They couldn't fly at warp, right? That was the big thing.
Right, they couldn't fly at warp.
That's crazy. The idea that, like, getting to these planets without warp is insane. And I don't know, like, you just don't have, like, so one ship on one run could take, like, what, 5 years to get to a planet that needs help? Like, they just don't have the resources to help everybody. And so they had to pick their battles, and that's gonna, when you have been the big dog who's helping everybody, then suddenly you pull way back and can't help anybody. It's going to make people mad. It's going to, it's like what Anissa says. It was just like, I needed you to be what you said you are, you know, like I needed the values you say you believe in the Federation. But instead I got what I got, you know?
Yeah. Sterling says, Paul Giamatti literally had a twirled mustache. Nicely done, costume department.
I love it. That's beautiful.
I liked how the cadets each had their own specific skill set that helped save the day. Everyone felt useful. Maintain power to shields, otherwise Noose will know he's up against a skeleton crew. How about keep shields up so he doesn't blow up the ship? Well, you know. If anything happens to my son, I'm going to kill you. If anything happens to your son, you'll be doing me a favor. So good.
Yep, so good.
That was great. Yeah. So those ships warped to Noose Bracca's location before Discovery could jump there. Nope. Just say Discovery is off keeping an eye on the Romulans, just like how they explained why the Enterprise was not involved in the Dominion War. They at least could have shown Discovery in the background at the end, unless I missed it. We did see Discovery.
Yeah, apparently we did. I still haven't gone back to watch. I did not catch it the first one viewing.
Yeah. So Anisha Mir, not a bad guy. Crockpot theory was just a crock. Yeah, but I like the term.
Yeah,
that was the big contribution, because I like the term.
I love the term, and I love what he just coined another, because I love how crock-pot theory can so easily become just a crock.
Yeah. But good. I'm like, ooh, now you're cooking. Crock-pot theory, slow cooker, slow burn. Let's do it. I like it. I like it
a lot.
He said, I like the end credits, but it felt like a series finale. Glad season 2 has been filmed already. I hope they don't shelve the show, like how WB buried the Batgirl movie. Who knows what Paramount is going to do. Vance's screen in the end credits, don't call me Vancy Pants. Vance's Nova Squadron actual nickname was Vancy Pants. I loved it. Yeah, I did enjoy some of those. I didn't find them that funny, but some of them were good. It was an odd thing to do. To show, you remember the screen? What we're talking about, this with the end credits. They showed all the pictures.
Yeah,
and then they had like the yearbook, funny yearbook sayings and stuff next to all the characters that you're supposed to stop and read.
Gotcha. No, I don't think I saw some of it, but I don't think I didn't catch that one for sure.
Oh yeah, it was like a whole thing about his quote. Admiral Vance's yearbook quote was, don't call me Vancy Pants, and that was Nova Squadron's nickname for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anna says, this is a long-time listener, first-time writer-inner here. Sorry, that tripped me up. I swear I wasn't going to make my first message this one, but here we are. I may or may not keep a quiet little tally of how many times Matt promises a second thoughts or extra feedback episode that never happens. Not judging. I'm busy too. But Dave, you never sound entirely convinced when he says it. Well, no, I'm not. There's this polite, long-suffering pause that absolutely kills me every time.
Hey,
that's my natural demeanor.
Hey,
I'm naturally just put upon.
Okay, I would love to see a tally of that or any references to this. I know there have been very, very occasional things we've said we would do, we haven't done. Most of the time, it's if we get enough feedback to do another one, we might do another episode. Or like if we get a chance, we might. And sometimes it's like 2 pieces of feedback, and it's not. A couple weeks go by. A lot of times it's maybe we'll do that. But this time I said I promise I'm going to do it, and I did it.
Oh.
Right?
I didn't remember a promise.
Oh, I promised. I said, because actually, I don't even know if I said it on the cast because I think I might have edited it out. But because it was, what was this girl's name? What was this person's name?
Anna.
Anna.
Ow!
Thank you for
I'm
writing
hurting
it.
myself.
What did you do?
Well, earlier I bent the fuck out of my thumb and I hurt.
Oh.
And then like I just did something with my elbow where, I don't know, it just fucking hurt.
I'm sorry,
Keep
man.
going. Sorry.
But no, Anna, I don't know if I actually even said it on the cast, but there was more conversation that I edited out because I said, I stopped the cast for a second. I was like, Dave, I can't go any further. We've already gone an hour and 15 minutes. Yeah. I really only had about 45 minutes to an hour to record. We've already gone an hour and 15 minutes. We haven't even started feedback. I was like, we got to do it. We got to do a feedback episode later, like this next week or whatever. And you were like, okay. Or no, you were definitely just directly like, but you never.
I believe I said, "You son of a bitch."
Yeah, you son of a bitch. You're not really gonna do that. And I was like, I promise I will. I 100% will absolutely do it. I love talking about the show. Like I'm totally into it. I'm like sometimes that's the other thing is like depending on how much we're loving a show and how much we're wanting to talk about it. Like it's easier to get on mic and talk about these shows when like they're this good. Like that's a big part of. Like how often, like sometimes when I'm like, we might do another feedback episode if we get enough feedback, and then we get 2 feedbacks and it's an episode I don't care to talk about that much anymore. Yeah. I'm like, all right.
And for context though, like, we had, like I'd been like, hey, when do you want to record? And you're like, I've got like 15 minutes that I could do, and then we can do a separate feedback episode later. And I was like, no, I just want to do them all in one because I know us, and we never get back around to doing the feedback episode. And then, like, we did, like, an hour and a half, and we're about to get the feedback. You're like, hey, I can't do the feedback. We'll have to do it. I'm like, you son of a bitch. You pushed it anyway.
Yeah. Well, it was like, that one day, it was like the day it dropped, I was like, I could do an episode today, but I could only do, like, 15 minutes. Because I was like, I just kind of want to get something out to get an initial reaction out, because I know people will be looking for it immediately after the episode. And you were like, let's just wait. Let's push it until we can do a full episode. Yeah. We did a full episode. But we just didn't have time for feedback. Did.
But I also hate that because, like, for me, as a listener to podcasts, like, I don't like when they do, like, let's just get this out. And, like, and for me as a podcaster, I get so under pressure, I don't know what the fuck I'm even thinking about.
Oh, interesting.
I can't remember the episode.
I love it. I love it so much. I hate it. Because it's just thinking about it from a 10,000 foot view. What did I think of this episode? Yeah. Like Forest for the Trees shit, where I'm like, I'm not going to give any quotes. I'm not going to read my notes. I'm just going to tell you the feeling I have after this episode. And it's going to be 10 to 15 minutes and I'm going to get out of here. Like I've been doing them lately on the MCU cast on certain things, like the Doomsday trailers they dropped. You know, they dropped those 4 separate Avengers Doomsday trailers. I did those and I did them solo. And I just hopped on for like 10 minutes and I was just like, spilled my guts, didn't try to get into the minutia. I wasn't doing like this is the 15, the 15 Easter eggs you missed in the Doomsday trailer. It's just like me talking about how I feel about it, what it meant to me, like what different things stood out to me. And then I'm out. And in the edit takes like 2 minutes. So it's like, I'm just getting it out. Yeah. It's nice. To me, I love dropping those things.
I get it. I wish I could do that kind of shit. My brain, I key up and I'm like, I don't know what I thought. Yeah. All right. So, what the hell were we talking about?
We were on Anna.
Oh, Anna. All right. Not judging. I'm busy too. Dave's never sounds convinced. I don't remember where we.
Dave never sounds fully convinced. You can start there. That's good.
There's this polite, long-suffering pause that absolutely kills me every time. I won't share my number.
Oh,
it would only incriminate you both.
Please share the number, please.
Well, I know that I also I promised a Voyager because I was rewatching Voyager for a little bit and then I didn't do it. But please know it comes from a place of genuine affection. Truly, I adore all three of you. This is hands down my favorite Star Trek podcast. Also, Matt insisting his house was not chaotic had me laughing out loud. My husband genuinely asked what was wrong with me. He says it's not chaotic. Then we've got dogs barking, a mic getting knocked over. Sir, the evidence does not support your claim.
It was so good.
That said, it's part of the charm. It feels real, like we're all just hanging out together. But those dogs were absolutely working overtime to make a damn liar out of you, as Dave would say. Yeah, as Dave would say, as my mom would say. That's something that I got from my mom. Now, of course the damn dog's going to make a damn liar out of me. She's... Honestly, the only reason I'm writing is because I have a feeling we may never get this extra feedback episode. But now that I've said it, you'll probably make a damn liar out of me. What I love most is how natural you all are. You don't take Star Trek too seriously, but somehow you also take it far more seriously than anyone reasonably should.
That's so true. So true.
It's a delicate balance, and you pull it off effortlessly. And I will admit, the moments where you get a little choked up, that's something very endearing and very sexy. Let's just say it's a good thing we're all happily married. I don't think society is prepared otherwise. Well, damn. Damn.
Well, Anna, that took a turn.
I know.
She also waited to write in until I was happily married.
Oh, well, we can't do anything.
Yeah. What, Anna, what's up? I was not happily married just 3 months ago.
He was unhappily engaged. Is that how that works? I don't know. No. Okay. So she says, anyway, thank you for what you do. I love the new outro. I've been enjoying Dave's newsletter. Thank you. She says it's just as weird and funny as he is on the show, and I've even dipped into Matt's music and multiverse news, just covering all my bases here in case I don't work up the nerve to write in again. Love you guys, Anna. Thank you, Anna.
Anna, thank you. Love you too. Really, really appreciate the very, very kind words.
Heartwarming.
Very heartwarming.
I think I know who she is on Substack.
Oh yeah. And what's your say your Substack? What's it called?
My Substack is davidcrobertson.substack.com. It's called David C. Robertson's Maladjusted Multiverse. And I say it on the new outro, I think. And
sweet.
Yeah. I'm just, a weirdo.
Sweet. Yeah.
I am here.
I just know you've been working at it. I haven't read them all. I've checked a couple out, and I've been seeing them pop up though, and I'm glad you're writing regularly. That's really good. It's just good to see.
I'm also posting multiple old pieces of poetry and short stories and stuff.
Yeah.
Throughout the week, but I don't send those out in email blasts. I keep it to a weekly or semi-weekly format of just I'll link all of them in the newsletter. But yeah, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate Anna's feedback. I liked what she said about taking the show not seriously, but seriously, that's
more seriously than we should.
Yeah, I really, really think that's a really accurate balance that I don't know that we try to strike, but I do think that it's incredibly important because if we're gonna talk about this stuff, I don't want to treat it like it doesn't matter. I'm here talking about it every time it drops. I think it matters, and I don't want to be ashamed of saying it matters to me. But at the same time, it's just a TV show, Yeah. So it's this weird balance, man.
And as much as I love it and is tied with DS9 as my favorite, but when Effie and I do the original series, there's no way to actually talk about that in a completely serious way. There are ridiculous episodes. We're just what were they thinking? And it's a lot of fun to joke around about and stuff. I think I mentioned it last week. The third season showrunner watched a few episodes and said, "I get it. It's tits in space." And by God, that's what the man did.
Oh man,
not what it was, but he does. That was a cherry on top of the stew that was Star Trek. That wasn't the whole thing. Oh my God!
I really think you gotta watch your You got to watch your culinary metaphors, man. You don't put cherries on stew.
Not on Stu Little.
Not well. Let's see what Stu Little's cherry on the top of this season's going to be.
We'll see. But first, we've got feedback from someone named Karen Chuplis. She says, a couple notes. Really enjoyed your coverage of Starfleet Academy, guys. I did note a couple things on stuff you bumped against. While valid that they didn't maybe cast this stuff out like they could have, but I got the impression Tarima needed to know Caleb's mom to find her. That's what their mental connection allowed her to do. To me, that's why they started with her last memories with her. As she reached out, she could recognize her. After all, she never even met his mom. Is it hazy? Yes, but so is all Beta Z ability from Tin Man to Troy's own ability to find people. That's true. It's all hazy.
Now, I meant to mention this when we had this conversation. I don't think I did. I don't think I actually did. It was in my brain. I didn't say it. While I think that part is silly and fuzzy, as she says, and like unrealistic that she could turn like a vague mental connection into coordinates, isn't that exactly how they win in Nemesis?
Yeah,
that is like literally what that. So there's precedence for it. Like, it's not unprecedented. Yeah. This is absolutely a thing that has happened before. Like, Troy reaches out through that like vampire guy, and
Riemann. He's a Riemann.
Yeah, this vampire guy. Let's just face it. He's a vampire guy.
Yeah. Nose for Romulan. Yeah. All right. Though her links were less tangential than Troy's Shinzon, Tarima has a much stronger ability, we're told. More like Tam Elbrin.
Yeah, she brought up the same thing. Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't read ahead.
A super good reason for a rewatch, if one is ever needed, is that Vance does actually say they are sending everything they have, even classified stuff, on Omega. I'm just assuming when the dock merged with the ship computer, he was able to access both the original info Seven had and the harmonic stabilization, and anything the scientists since had learned. It is indeed a little blurry how Sam knows about some of this, perhaps showing her reach into the Athena computer when she realizes the doc found something might have cleared that up, but I'm gonna give it a pass. The ep was so good. I absolutely love her scream of delight getting it to 100% stable and throwing herself on Jet's lap. Looking forward to the future. Jolan True. Thank you, Karen. Write in more.
Yeah, everybody. These are all great. Really, really great. Thank you, Karen. Anna, Apocalypse.
Anna better. Don't wait until you think we're not going to make an episode. Write in more. Karen, we've never heard from you before. Come on now.
Whatever, Oksana Bayul, please write in again.
Yeah. Karen, brought up some really good points about this episode, I'll think.
Yeah, totally. So, I think that everything Karen's saying about these nitpicks, and they were nitpicks. I fully admit, I definitely had a problem with both those moments, but I was like, I love this episode, but these are my nits, and I'm going to pick my nits because I got to pick them. It's part of the thing. Yeah. You earn... It shows that you have a sense of subjectivity. If you can at least you can have the nits, they don't ruin the episode, but you're not like, you got your nits. It's fine.
Right. Yeah. Whatever. I don't know. But Stu Little writes, save Stu for last. That's normal.
Cherry on top.
Yep.
Cherry on top of the stew. Cherry on top is the stew.
All right. His the title of his email is "This'll take more than 6 minutes, Matt."
Wait, what is that? What did I do?
the last episode we did a feedback. You were basically like, "I've got 6 minutes," and then I had to rush through Stu's
we did kind
feedback.
Of speed through. Yeah,
we sped
sorry
through.
About that. See, that's what I didn't want to happen this week. So I was like, I promise we'll do a feedback episode.
I get it, man. Stu says, hello. Per last week, VR Troopers? Now that is a deep cut, Dave.
So is.
Hope I'm not holding you up this time, Matt. Maybe you wouldn't be in such a rush if you tuned your ukulele or whatever your instrument is ahead of time, Matt. Or switched to blowing on a moonshine jug, Matt. By the way, Matt is in all caps.
Every time. I love it.
Yeah. Rubicon. I know it's inevitable that episode titles get reused in a long-running franchise, but this was the name of Discovery Season 4 episode. People, come on. Actually, Stu, this was Rubicon.
Yes, this was not Rubicon.
It was not Rubicon.
Glue on the shoes, Stu. Glue on the shoes.
I know. Yeah. Sorry, you didn't have time to actually look at the name of the episode, Stu.
In capital letters.
Speaking of Discovery, womp womp. What the fuck?
Well, Discovery really catching strays.
Dude, people fucking hate that show. They hate the show, then they're mad that it didn't show up in Starfleet Academy.
Yeah, by the way, do you know where it showed up in Starfleet Academy? I think I see it.
Near the end and like out the window.
Oh, it is out the window. That's the shot I'm looking at right now. That is cool. Because I had looked at the bigger, broader shot and I kind of glanced around for it, but it was a lot of ships and I was like, maybe one of these in the background is it. But no, it's in the window in the very final moments of the show where they're all meeting in the little in the stairwell. They're all meeting in the stairwell to be like, hey, we're all friends now. You can see it out the window. That is cool.
Yeah.
And very, very subtle.
Here's the thing, for me, I don't remember. And one of the, blessings of having my memory is that I can just look at that and go like, well, they were all warping in. And, you don't want Discovery to just pop up and then someone's like, fuck, I was warping there. And maybe there's some sort of like distortion or something where it fucks up other people's warps if there's too many warps going on it. Back in old Star Trek, they used to talk about like we don't warp out of the solar system.
Right.
We wait until we're out of the fucking solar system before we warp.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, maybe there's something.
These days they're like warping out of atmospheres and shit.
Yeah,
these
like they're just
wild cowboys out here.
Yeah, they're doing jigs on the top of fucking holes out in the middle of the warp field. But who knows? Who knows what they're doing these days in Star Trek? Back in my day, things were different. Let me tell you.
What happens in the warp bubble stays in the warp bubble.
Evidently. Stu says, Crag isn't holding a grudge over not being invited to the Rogue expedition last week. I'd like to think this is because the writers know that trope is tiresome, but it's probably more to do with how much is going on in this finale. They don't have time for it. Bracca's tic-tac-toe hairstyle is still more natural looking than Anisha's pixie cut, sorry to say. I was fine with her hair.
I mean, was it a wig? Is that what he's saying? I'm terrible at spotting wigs. Ashley...
I'm usually okay with it, but...
My co-host over on MCU Cast, Ashley, she started on our show, like the first thing she was ever doing was she would always write in, and we called her our hair correspondent, because she's a hairstylist, and she would always write in and be like... like when we'd be covering trailers, she would write it and be like, if this trailer is any indication, if you look at Black Widow's hair in this movie versus Black Widow's hair in this movie, you can see how far the blonde has grown out, and there's this much red and this much blonde. That takes about 6 months, and blah. She would like do the hair breakdowns based on the hair, and often were accurate. It was a lot of fun. So we used to call her our hair correspondent before she actually joined the show.
That's fun. That's fun.
But, my point is, she always sees the wigs and I don't. I never see the wigs. I never know when someone has a wig on.
Yeah. My wife is better at it than I am. She'll be like, wig. And I'm like,
Tory.
Yeah. I don't know.
Isn't that the other party back then? The Whigs and the Tories? I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know. The Federalists and I don't know. I think the Tories, the Tories are still around, but they're like in Britain. I think is what that is.
I don't know.
I say this as a person who watched all of the thick of it.
Oh, yeah. Whigs versus Tory were the two dominant opposing political factions in Britain from the late 17th to mid-19th century. That was in my brain from somewhere. You yelled, she says Whig, and I said, Tory. That was a good joke. Good joke from
That's pretty good.
17th century British joke.
I like it. I like it, man. That's good. I I know what a Tory is, kind of.
I have
anyway.
no idea. Moving on.
All right. What are they doing with the Doctor's emitter? Please tell me they're going to use the emergency command hologram program. When he activates the photonic cannon, it's over for you bitches. Voyager reference. Good, Stu. I don't even mean to be as much of a dick to Stu as I am, but there it is. Nothing we can do about it now.
I don't remember. It's too late. It's far too late to stop now.
No going back.
What photonic cannon? What's he talking about? I don't remember the photonic cannon.
It was a thing. I don't know. I don't remember
one
all
of the
of
weapons they developed while they were out there.
Yeah, I think it was a fake weapon, actually.
Oh, okay.
I think it was but I don't remember. I just remember it was a Voyager reference, and I remember something about it.
What was the weapon that Kirk makes up?
Corbomite.
Corbomite, yeah.
Yeah.
Corbomite maneuver.
Yeah. Like, Voyager is the one that I've rewatched the least.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I was, like I mentioned earlier, I had started rewatching it because I was like, well, it's been a really long time. And, I'd like to be a little more up on it because a lot of the writers are making a lot of references in New Trek to Voyager. And then I didn't even disenjoy it. I liked it. And then I just got busy with life. So, Anyway, it's just a stupid holographic decoy ship. Dude, I liked it. Stu. That holographic decoy ship was a cool thing.
Yeah, I dug it. I mean, did he want them to actually have destroyed the ship? Was that what he's saying?
I don't know.
Like he's saying, it was just a decoy ship. Like,
I think the awe is because they didn't activate the emergency command hologram program and activate the photonic cannon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that was
I see.
Anyway, Stu says, is the Venari Raw News Network a recent thing? Because if this has been around all along, I would have liked to have seen some broadcasts before now. Quote, and in lighter news, a pair of Federation informants were captured and slowly dissolved in acid today. Yeah, that would have been cool. Like, I feel like this is also a thing the Fenris Rangers would have been dealing against, is like, groups like Orion News Network or whatever, like different factions doing anti-Federation, anti-Fenris Rangers, news networks in the 25th century.
I mean, like we have news networks now. I don't see why you wouldn't have some sort of programming for people in the future like this,
I think it would have been brilliant if like they had done like a whole bit in season 1 of Picard, where we literally have them facing off against like basically a parody of Firefly's crew. If it was just like a parody of Mal Reynolds, being super conservative and being like, I don't like the Federation, damn purple coats or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be really good. I think like that kind of character, especially if you could write him in a way that like makes him an antagonist but not a bad guy, like give him like, make him a criminal, make him someone they're chasing down, but he's also got that little bit of heart of gold thing going where like when he's really up against it and someone's really in trouble, he's not going to like actually hurt anybody,
Yeah. Alrighty, let's see what else Stu's. Did anyone else think the shared mind space Caleb and Tarima went to was filled with tribbles at first? I thought about it every time, Stu.
I did too. I definitely thought about it every time. It was some sort of flower?
I guess so.
Yeah, looked like some sort of flower.
Yeah. If they come back and they're like, let's go back to our special private spot in the tribble fields, I'll be like, yeah.
Yeah.
But
or they go back and it's just like over their heads at this point, Yeah. They're swimming in tribbles.
Yeah. I would love it if she had like read about tribbles and then went, that would be great. I'd love a tribble. And that's part of her peaceful place, is just like furry tribbles everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Tarima's cerebro ability to detect someone across millions of miles is a bit of convenient bullshit. Well, as Karen pointed out, it is not without precedent.
It is not without precedent.
There's a big pocket of gas that'll camouflage us nicely. When you want to use the Nebula plot device, but remember you already played that card last week, just rephrase it. I mean, it's Star Trek, man. They always got to have a nebula. The nebula can do So many things.
Listen, you're in the vacuum of space.
If you don't have a nebula, you have an ion storm.
This is wagon train to the stars.
Yeah.
And you don't got hills and canyons and valleys. You got nebulas. You got plasma storms.
Ion storms.
Yeah. Eddies. Space eddies.
Yeah. Right. Or you can mask your ship in another ship's ion trail.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever. Bullshit.
Yeah. It's literally made up sci-fi world, and they just need topographical things that they can use like it's a Western. Basically, that really is the impetus of all this. I'm not getting words out. I tried to say precedent a minute ago, and I said like presses, and then I tried to say impetus, and I said impotence.
That's okay, man.
I get it. Little Freudian slip there.
Yeah. By the way, also, when Data was like, oh, yeah, we're just traveling along in the Borg's temporal wake back in First Contact, that's also stupid shit. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, like, it was nice. Like, we hid in the temporal wake, like, a thing that's never been said before. A temporal wake we made up for this moment, but it protected us. And, I bought it. I liked it.
Yeah. I was like, all right.
It really
sci-fi
is.
Shit.
So much of it is about suspension of disbelief and whether you buy the characters, and whether you buy what's going on. And if you still have your suspension of disbelief and it hasn't been like eroded by poor decisions or your own, incredulousness. Yeah. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't care. It's fine. It's fine, Stu.
You're falling too far on the line that Anna talked about. Somewhere between it doesn't matter and it does, and you're like, I don't care. I
like it. The preservers put those nebulas out there for a reason.
That's right.
Every one of them.
They work in mysterious ways.
That's right. Okay. Too much focus on Raimi's ability to pilot a ship and not enough on his ability to turn into a weird fish man. A weird fish man, Stu.
It's
not very inclusive.
It's a great point, Stu. It's a great point.
Yeah. Meanwhile, all the critics of the show keep going, oh, he pukes glitter. That's what they're upset about.
Yeah.
The Klingon wears a skirt, and this guy pukes glitter.
Listen, these critics who are out there talking about the glitter, too much focus on the glitter puke, and not enough focus on him being a weird fish man.
Yeah.
We should all be more focused on him being a weird fish man.
I do. By the way, I do like the fact that they went to his wedding and no one was fished out. So even like they're such pretentious assholes, they don't even want to look like fish people.
Well, in the first episode, he has Genesis turn around before he'll transform, and I wonder if it's just like a private or an intimate thing to be a fish man.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's hard being a fish man.
Turn around. Every now and then I gotta turn into a fish man.
Turn around. Turn around. Dare 'em. Every now and then I fish out. And I need you now. Sorry. Love that song.
Okay. I just read Stu said they kind of ruined the guilt trip on Anisha, and immediately thought whenever he turns into a fish man, he calls it a guilt trip. Anyway, Stu says they kind of ruined the guilt trip on Anisha by saying the pilot was killed just days from retirement. That's always like any person in any kind of service, police service, military service.
I didn't catch that. That is very, very funny.
Yeah, anyone who's just a couple of days from retirement, they really got to be on their guard, because that's when, statistically, according to the narrative of life, you're gonna die.
One of my favorite moments in we just did the Scream movie franchise, which I enjoy chunks of a lot. But but there was one moment where like two cops. It was either Scream 3 or 4. I don't know. Two cops are sitting outside, and the Scream movies are all about, like analyzing
the tropes.
Yeah, like analyzing the tropes. And so there's two cops sitting outside, and they're like, "What do you think it means for us to be here if this is a scary movie?" And he's like, "Oh man, cops in movie get it the worst." And then they go through all the cop tropes, and they're sitting there having a conversation about all the cop tropes. It's just a really nice like side conversation to all the scary movie tropes,
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. Now, I haven't seen anything beyond Scream 3, but I remember people saying, well, the Scream movies get worse and worse as they go.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
And I don't know about anything. I remember this conversation from only up to 3. Where they're like, every one of them gets worse. And I said, well, wouldn't they? Like, isn't that kind of the point? Like, don't they just play into the tropes? Isn't that what this is? You have a really solid first movie, and then the next two are going to be like weird and like bring back a character from the fucking dead through a video and do all this shit. Like, that is what this is.
Right.
It's like how in that 70s show, everyone was like, oh, it ruined it because the lead character left, or they brought in like this idiot to replace him that no one liked. And I'm like, yeah, it's that 70s show. They did exactly what every 70s sitcom did. The lead character left, and they brought in a guy that no one liked to replace him.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. It's definitely plays with all that stuff. I don't want to spoil it, but the last movie, Scream 7, has one of my favorite ones. Like one of my favorite uses of the meta that I've ever seen. I loved it. Like, Scream 7's pretty weak in a lot of ways, but there's one thing that just like blew my mind with how meta it went in the way you're talking about. Maybe I'll save it for the very end of the podcast, and I'll say it just because I hate to tease people with that are never going to watch Scream 7, but I don't want to spoil anybody. It's going to watch Scream 7. So let's finish up. Any more Stu there? Finish up Stu's.
Stu's got some more.
Listen, I got 3 minutes left.
All right. Okay, so the Starfleet ships didn't fire on Bracca's home planet, but I'd have to assume they saw the destruction that happened as they were passing, and apparently they just kept going? That's still not great, guys. Maybe they saw them, but maybe, if they don't have warp, Stu, maybe they weren't even around. Maybe they just saw like, oh, well, there was, or they couldn't. They had to be around because he was shooting at them. But, if they were like, we're on a mission, we got to do this, we got to save these people, and I don't know what just happened. There's something exploded back there, but I don't know what to do about it. Nothing we can do about it now. If they couldn't bring them supplies, they can't like circle back around and be like, hey, did these nut jobs just kill themselves with this stupid? Also, like, why would the dude, like, I don't know, like his dad igniting the fucking thing they're mining? Like, how do you not know that the thing you're mining is that damn flammable?
I think he knew it was flammable. He just made a reckless device and then didn't do a good job. Like, you can, those mistakes happen all the time in when in production of whatever, if you don't keep your standards high when you're working with explosives and weapons technology, you can easily blow yourself up.
Yeah. But also, I don't mind like everyone being flawed in this situation. It's a hard time. It's bad things are going down. And also like I don't like it when Starfleet and the Federation are perfect.
Same.
I like it. Like, my favorite TOS episodes are when Gene L. Coon is writing like fucking imperialistic bullshit where he's like saying, like, no, your motherfuckers are colonizers. You're forcing your way on all these aliens' lifestyles, Kirk, with your bullshit soldier speech. Like, that's my favorite stuff is taking the Federation apart and saying, like, what are we really doing here?
Yeah.
So, Stu says, neither is punching a restrained prisoner, though I guess they are technically outside of Federation law jurisdiction. Nah, New Sprocka needed to be punched a few times. I'm good with that.
It was a little weird. I don't love it. It's a little petty. And here's the thing. It's reverse sexism, in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
I hate to say it, but it is.
All right, Matt's joined the manosphere. No.
he is already restrained. I believe so. I believe in that thing. He's already handcuffed. His hands are behind his back.
Yeah.
And I feel like any Starfleet officer should not punch someone who is Anisha, like, sure, whatever. But a Starfleet captain should not punch a man who is who is bound and in your custody. It's against the rules. It's just letting your anger get the best of you. It's not great. And I do kind of feel like that moment there's a little reverse sexism going on where you're like letting her get away with it. Mm-hmm. What's that term I like that I always forget? The bigotry of low expectations, where you're like, well, we're not going to hold her to the standards. Like, if Kirk did that, we'd be mad at him. You know, if Picard would never do that. Like, any of the captains would never. I don't think Janeway would do that. You know, like any of the other captains, I can't really see them punching a man. But it feels a little bit like it should be questioned. It should be like a moment where, like, ooh, like if you're punching a man who's in your custody, it should be like an in the pale moonlight moment. You know what I mean? Like, you did a bad thing and you're questioning yourself, like, I shouldn't have done that. You know what I mean? Instead of, it was sort of celebrated in the episode, like, yeah, get him. And I don't like that. And I do feel like there's a little bit of like, there's a power differential there because she is a very short, small woman. Okay,
he'll be all right.
He'll be all right, and he's a very big, imposing Nusbraka, and so there's a little bit. So while I say it's reverse sexism, I think there's just like a little bit of like letting her get away with it, and I think she should be better than that. So I do not love that she punched him.
Yeah, I think I would have liked it better maybe if she was like, I'd love to punch you, but, you know, you're a prisoner in custody. I can't do that. I'm Starfleet captain. And then if she had, like, looked over at Anisha and go, Anisha? And then Anisha ran over and punched him. That would have been great.
That's great. That's great. Playing off the idea that you're not allowed and, like, getting away with the technicality, letting someone else do it. You know, I may not kill you, but I don't have to save you kind of moment.
Yeah, as much as I hate that with Batman.
I know.
I would have been like, by the way, it's not the same thing, but there are definitely bits where Kirk makes out with a woman. He kisses a woman who is working for his captor. He kisses her and pulls back and just socks her in the fucking face. Like, that is absolutely the thing. Knocks her the fuck out.
Now,
that is absolutely a thing.
Now, I did not say Kirk wouldn't punch a woman. That's not a thing I said.
Right.
That is a different thing that Kirk would do for different reasons.
And it's one of my favorite moments. It's terrible, and it just laughs so hard every time. It's just like a wah, 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 wah.
Dude.
Bam!
That's terrible. That is terrible. What am I, like, I think we may watch this together. Like, the first few moments of James Bond, like the first James Bond movie.
Oh, yeah.
One of the very first things he does, it's like the introduction of the character on the big screen. He goes and dances with a woman on the dance floor and then, like, turns her around and lets the assassin's bullet hit her instead of him, and then just like pushes her to the side. And she's not a bad guy. It's not like the femme fatale. It's just a girl from the dance floor that he starts dancing with and then uses her as a human shield. And I was like, what? Who is this character?
Because I think we talked about this on, me and Bethany talked about this on Breaking Bond. But like, yeah, I think she was an operative of whoever and was like trying to get him to like stay there so that they could shoot him.
Okay.
And then he like maneuvered her. That's not to say like he punched the fuck out of some women. Like he is just slapping, popping
both the character and the actor.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Terrible.
Absolutely. Yeah. But that first Connery movie, Dr. No, I think it's like mine and Bethany's favorite Bond. Like we stopped at we finished Octopussy. And we haven't gotten back to it. It's been like 5 years. We haven't finished our podcast.
Oh, yeah.
We just stopped because we were just like, I can't do, because like the next one up is a remake of Thunderball, which we hated. As a remake, and Sean Connery's back with a different studio. It's called Never Say Never Again. And we were just like, I don't know. I don't know. And we're also in the middle of like Roger Moore, who was somehow even more sexist than Connery. I don't know, man. And they're like introducing
tough.
all these like slide whistles and stupid shit, and I don't know.
It's so tough watching old stuff, like Star Trek, and me and you have watched old episodes
Fuck
together.
you. No.
watching older stuff like that, and like the just completely different time that it was when it comes to like standards of what is sexist and what is not, and like some of the stuff is just terrible, the way they treat the women on that shows. Sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's terrible, and like it is so hard because it's like we talk about Buffy all the time, where like Joss Whedon was writing stuff that was genuinely pushing forward like feminist ideas. Like, for the time, it was genuinely pushing forward on some ideas and inspiring people to be better. But it also is full of terrible tropes and the like just terrible ideas that like now we see differently. And that's only 20 years ago. And you go back to Star Trek and it's like, man, it's just the same thing. It's like the show that I love that like inspired so much like great thought from so many people, like to do better and to think better and to, But then you've got these things that are just like, that's rough.
Well,
through a modern lens, that's rough.
Yeah, through a modern lens though is also it's so hard to like attack things with presentism because
sure.
One of the things Whedon turned out to be a trash individual in a lot of ways. But when you look back at it, like what you can say, like, oh yeah, he did some fucked up shit in Buffy through the present lens. But at the same time, like the reason he kind of had to is because like he filled the cast with minority characters, and like when you do that and you make them beloved, it's kind of hard not to kill your gays. Like if you're gonna make a big statement and kill somebody. Who do you go for?
Sure.
Like there's certain little things. I'm not saying it's
him killing off a gay character doesn't bother me. Like, sure.
That was like one of the things I've seen so much, like, Tara, how dare you? And
the thing that I've heard most recently, and this feels really sad to say now, because he passed away like this week, right?
Yeah.
Nicholas Brennan.
Yeah.
I was watching a creator, a young creator. They're like 20. They look like they're like 25, and they're making a video. And everyone's been telling them they're supposed to watch Buffy, like Buffy, watch Buffy. And so they finally decided to pull it up. But they're young. They're Gen Z or whatever.
Sure.
They're like watching this from a completely different mindset than we watch it with. And they watched it and they were like, I love it. It's so good. I'm loving all these characters. They're funny. But like, can someone tell me? I'm like 4 seasons in. Am I supposed to like Xander? And they were like, this is exactly like, and that's the thing, the Xander character was, I think, Joss Whedon. That was Joss Whedon in the show. It's him putting himself, the kind of geeky, I'm a nice guy, like that sort of guy who is problematic and like problematic but lovable for it. And like the Gen Zers watching it are just like, I don't have time for that guy. No, thank you. Like,
and we should have seen it. Like when Xander like gets with Cordy and they have this great relationship, and then he cheats on her.
Yeah,
like we should have been like, wait, what were you saying, Joss? Like, just because, like, oh, I've never had the opportunity. And Joss said that in a fucking interview, like, last year, where he was like, oh, yeah, I was the guy that didn't have a girlfriend, so, of course, like, I have all this power, I'm gonna,
Yeah.
Dude, that doesn't make it okay.
No, it doesn't make it okay. And that's the thing is, like, I am, sympathetic to the idea that power corrupts, because it does.
It does.
And so you get power. You've never had it before, any kind of power, and you abuse it. That doesn't make you the good guy, though. Like, it makes you the bad guy, and you need to, like, repent of the ways you're acting and admit what you've done, and to just justify it. It's one thing, it depends on how it's said. Like, you can say, this is what happened to me. I fell down this, I fell into this trap of power that I let this go to my head, and I did bad things. That's different than like, what can you expect? I had power. I'm going to use it, baby. Like there's just different kinds of ways of expressing that. And to be honest, I have not followed Joss Whedon's downfall. I have really been more of a a distant observer hearing, mostly you tell me, did you hear what Joss Whedon said this week? Or like, did you hear what came out this time? And I'm like, I didn't. Like, I don't follow I really don't find behind the scenes stuff much at all, really.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a part of me like that I just always hope they're going to do something to redeem themselves or something, but
that's the thing. Yeah, like I think a lot of these guys could have a career again.
Yeah.
If they would just like be really explicit that they were wrong and they screwed up and like admit you screwed up. And it's such a it's so terrible because I think like the world right now, and again, I'm going to talk about Donald Trump again. Donald Trump has that thing. You've seen, I don't know if you've heard, whatever. Anyway, they made that movie, The Apprentice or whatever. Not the, is that what it's called? Yeah.
Well, there's the show. Is there a movie now?
Yeah, it is called The Apprentice. The movie is called The Apprentice, as well as the show was called The Apprentice. Sebastian Stan as Trump. It's weird. I do think he kind of looks like him.
Oh yeah, no, he doesn't look anything like Trump to me.
Really? No, I think he does a good job of like disappearing into his roles or whatever, and I think he kind of does to me. But anyway,
I can see it a little bit. But.
Yeah, he's doing a face. He's doing a Trump face. But I haven't actually seen the movie. But a big thing and a big theme of that movie is he's learning from his mentor, the guy who mentored Trump, Roger Cohn or whatever, and like. Okay. His big thing was never admit fault, period. Spin, spin, spin. Nothing is ever your fault. And we see that. We see that like that's what Trump does. Like no matter what it is, no matter how directly it's his fault, it's not his fault, you know?
Right.
Anyway, and that's, I fear that is because of the climate we live in. And I understand that like cancellation is so, like it's everyone fears it, so I think they just won't admit fault, and they won't like just be. It's hard to admit fault as a human. Period. It's hard to admit you did something wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just hard. But then then you also have like, if you admit fault, it's like showing your belly to the crowd, and they're just gonna rip you to shreds. And so like I understand the fear, but like once you've reached this point, like just. Admit what you did, take time to learn and take time to grow and like give real apologies and like say you'll do better and do better. You know what I mean? Like, and I think there's some guys like Joss Whedon, I think could have had careers again if they would have just like embraced that they fucked up, admit they fucked up, talk about what they did wrong and try to do better in the future, you know?
Yeah. Well, you know, first of all, it sounds terrible, and I hope I'm never wrong about anything. So far, so good. No, I do not subscribe to that. Don't ever admit fault. I admit fault like 15 times an episode here, but I don't know. I fucking terrible memory and shit. I don't know.
Yeah, me too.
I always say I'm not woke. I'm groggy. I try, but damn it, man. I grew up in the 90s. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But you know what? Like, I think Joss's issue was multifaceted because you had what his wife said about him, and then that didn't quite do it. But she came out and she was like, okay, he had all these affairs and all this terrible stuff. And people were like, okay, well, spurned lover.
Sure. Sure.
This is America. We're not going to believe women.
Lord.
I mean, it's true. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying,
I understand what you're saying. It's it's a harsh reality to hear.
But then, Justice League stuff, like NDA started coming out, and then other cast members, actors started coming out and saying, no, he was a complete dick. Mm-hmm. Ray Fisher came out and said, motherfucker was trying to lighten my skin in post. Like, it was just like things upon things. Like, Gal Gadot said, he threatened her and said that he was going to replace her on the fucking Justice League movie and make sure she never worked in Hollywood again. And then when people were like, yeah, but that just sounds like they wanted Zack Snyder in charge. Then like the Buffy cast started coming out and being like, oh yeah, no, he couldn't be in the same room with Michelle Trachtenberg.
Yeah.
When she was 14. And then everything got, oh shit, like everything got suddenly very real.
Right. See,
it was so many different little things.
I understand there are so many different little things, and like it's hard to know. It's hard to know things like that. Like he can't be in the room by himself, right? That was the rule. He can't be in the room by himself.
He can't be alone
with this 14-year-old girl or whatever.
Right.
Good. You should not let, like, you know what I mean? Like, that should just be a rule. Like, on a set, if you've got minors on the set, there should be someone watching over them when the powerful people are in charge or there. Like, period. That should be a rule. So it's like...
Absolutely.
I could see a world, and I'm not saying this is the world that exists. I'm not trying to give apologia if there's things that were creepy, and I hear there were from other reports and stuff. But it's like the fact that he's not allowed to be in the room with this girl alone. I'm like, that's either a problematic thing or just a really good decision for the set to make. You know what I mean? Like, just don't let the freaking directors and like showrunners be in the room with young vulnerable actors and actresses.
Well, it probably is good practice. I don't think that's why they did it though.
Right.
I think it was an unwritten rule, Geller said. So I think it was like everyone was like, dude. I mean, the guy that played Spike wrote a fucking song about how hot she was.
Yeah, that's right.
How hot she was going to be, and like her bare feet and shit, like weird shit that he and Joss were in on. Just thought it was
creepy.
She
was way too young when she's on that show for them to be like talking about her that way.
And then when he wrote the season 8 Buffy comics, he put her in a relationship with Xander.
Right. The character that's an analog for him in the show.
Oh god, dude, it's so creepy.
It is.
Anyway, back to Stu.
All right. So sometimes we're in this show. This is why we don't do feedback episodes. We're so unfocused.
Stu says, those fucking Letterman jackets. Why does this academy for an interstellar peacekeeping and exploration organization have to be so America coded? Give me the British boarding school version of the academy.
It would be way too I'm already giving Hogwarts vibes from this show. And like if you get them all in like British boarding school things, I feel like it would be worse.
But also, the show was made for Americans, not for the world. Actually, you know what? Like,
point, Dave.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's the way they think. Because in Hollywood, they think if it's British coded, they're the bad guys. That's exactly a thing.
That's interesting.
Like, look at all of the bad guys in Star Wars. They're all British.
Well, that's in Star Wars. I agree. And there's like, there's definitely like an imperial vibe when you especially in Star Wars. That's like a choice they made.
Yeah,
but
action movies, guys are always, even when they have German names, they're fucking British.
Oh, Hans Gruber.
No, I'm not saying this right. Again, I'm not saying this right. There was no malice or intent. You know what I'm talking about with that?
Yeah, what was it from?
Sour Grapes.
Sour Grapes. I remember you've referenced it
Orlando
times.
Bloom. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Craig had the Klingon augment virus when he was a kid. I don't understand that one.
Oh, was the kid not made up with
no,
Klingon
he's talking about how they showed the actor who played Krog, whatever, in the ending credits.
Oh, come on, Stu.
That's what he's talking about.
Come on, Stu. Those weren't their pictures; they were the actors' pictures. None of them were the Star Trek characters.
Yeah, I was like, "What the hell did I miss?"
Yeah, I was thinking, like, did they show up in that episode where he's a kid? Like, was he a kid for a minute and they didn't? I don't know. Yeah, crazy.
I'll tell you this: I miss Anna. She called us on our bullshit, but you know what? She was kind.
You know what? I don't think Stu's been unkind. Maybe a little bit to the show here. At times, it's interesting that we got a new, 3-letter name that's writing in. Could this be another personality?
Wait, who's the 3-letter name?
Is Anna? Anna has 4. Anna has 4.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Damn your inability to count.
I just hadn't really ever had to spell Anna before. And I was like, A-N-A, right? No.
I mean, I
right.
guess sometimes, if it's like Anna de Armas, isn't she like A-N-A?
Yeah, Anna de Armas.
Yeah.
I really like her.
Yeah.
She's really good.
I was going to say, I've only gotten as far as counting 2 on her. Ah! Tit joke!
It was a tit joke.
Oh.
But no, she is...
Because I'm a tit. That's the terrible...
Speaking of James Bond, she is like my favorite thing about the last James Bond movie.
So I love her. A woman is a thing now. You sexist piece of shit.
No, did you see the newest? You've seen the newest Bond?
The last new James Bond movie I've seen is Quantum of Solace.
Okay. So you're a few behind. The most recent one, she's in it for just a minute, and it's so good. She just she's playing the classic, Bond bombshell character, and he shows up and he needs her help and she's helping him. But there's there's a great moment where he thinks there's like a spark showing up, like, oh, here she is. She's gonna start hitting on me, kind of thing. And she's like, and she clearly just shuts it down. Like, no, what are you doing? Like, you're this old man spy guy, and I'm just here to help. I'm here serving my country. What are you? It was just really great. But that's awesome. She's awesome in the whole thing. Like, she's just really great and brings a lot of life. She's only in it for 20 minutes maybe, and she is so good. That's awesome. And she survives. And I was like, please do a spinoff. And then she was the ballerina. In the spinoff of John Wick.
John Wick.
Yeah. And I actually haven't seen that yet, which I feel bad about because I do love her so much.
I haven't seen any John Wick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
I know. I've seen Nobody, but I still need to see the second one.
Well, the movies I love her most in, though, are I really love her in that Bond movie, and I love her in Knives Out.
Okay. I don't think I've seen her in anything.
So good.
I've seen clips, I'll watch little clips of stuff on YouTube. Like, oh, okay, well, that looks like an interesting movie. Oh, okay. And then, I've seen her on talk shows and stuff and said, oh, she seems like a nice person. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I just haven't gotten around to watching any of these. It's all big franchises and shit that she's in. I'm like she was in what was it? Second Blade Runner movie.
Yeah, Blade Runner 2049.
And I want to rewatch Blade Runner because I don't remember it well enough. I don't remember, so I still haven't gotten around to that.
Yeah, I haven't either. I'm in the same boat. I don't remember Blade Runner well enough, and I want to rewatch it, and I do. But yeah, I hear she's great in that. I love her in those 2 movies. Knives Out, she's the main character basically, and she's just kills it. Knives Out, I love that movie. Okay, love it. It's so good.
Yeah, it's like a whodunit. Is that what it is?
With a twist.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of them though now. 2 or 3?
3? Yeah, there's 3.
Okay.
They just came out with the 3rd, and I think that's the final one they have planned. Ryan Johnson writing and directing.
Like a different. Yeah, I like Ryan Johnson.
He's so good, and it's playing the role of the inspector or whatever is Daniel Craig. To jump back to Bond again.
He's in all of them?
Yeah, he's the through line.
Okay.
He's the...
Gotcha.
If you want to watch it sometime, I would 100% watch it with you. It's one of those movies that I love so much, especially the first one. I will rewatch it anytime. I love it.
Yeah. I don't know when you're going to find all this time to rewatch all this shit with me.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I've really been... Honestly, this is just me being very vulnerable. I need friend time. This year has been tough. Family stuff kind of buried me with the kiddo and work and cancer with my wife having cancer and I've just been I get it. And I mentioned the politics earlier, and that's part of it, but it's also between politics being so fraught right now and just being so numbing. Because it's all really bad. Hair on fire moments every day. but like we just got 3 more years of this shit. You know what I mean? Like it's just going to keep getting worse, and it's going to keep making you feel more and more numb. Like that's hurting me. But on top of that, family stuff and cancer and marriage and blah blah makes all the stuff I love, like just chilling with my homies, watching movies, talking about movies on podcasts, like the stuff that's a big part of me and like that I love doing, has been really hard to prioritize. I mean, you know, I got picked on for it a couple times in this episode by the listeners, but like when I say I got 6 minutes, it's because it's just like shit's going on and I got to do shit. I got to pick up my kid from school or whatever. And that's not a thing I ever had in the past. Like,
right.
I was a single dude musician who just, you know, traveled around, whatever, doing what I wanted to do. And now suddenly I've got a wife, a kid, and a mom in my house that I'm taking care of and supporting everyone. And it's just a lot. So I'm really trying to prioritize those things I love, just like actually getting to spend time with my friends and watch the movies I like, and just pick myself every few days and make sure I'm doing something for me. My therapist has been telling me to do this for years, but I'm trying to actually do it.
Okay.
So when I say that, just like last week, when I said, I promise we'll do a feedback episode. If you want to watch Knives Out, I promise I will make it happen. You can come over here, I'll come over there. Either way.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to watch.
As long as you have a comfy chair. Do you have a comfy chair?
Do I?
Yeah.
Not to me, but I don't think you have a comfy chair for me. My back fucking sucks. And like every seat I have sucks. So
what kind of chair do you like?
This chair that I'm in right now is what I like. Like my computer chair is what I like.
Something with a little support.
All the others suck. With support, but like I don't sink into it. Yeah. My back doesn't, like my lower back doesn't get fucked up. My hips don't get like off kilter.
Yeah.
You know, I've got one in the living room that's okay, but then like it's weird and rounded and like hurts my ribs. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I just like to lounge a little bit, you know. I like to sit kind of sideways, you know, get a little, like not lay down, but you know, get a little side turn going.
Yeah.
I don't.
We have couches. We have 2 couches in the living room, but
give it a try. We'll give it a try.
I personally don't find them terribly comfortable.
Maybe
I do switch up from time to time.
Knives Out 1 at your house, Knives Out 2 at my house, something like that.
I don't know. I mean, I'd rather watch the John Wick movie. I don't want to watch Knives Out.
I know you don't.
I kind of do. I know it's Rian Johnson, so I do want to watch it.
It's so good. And it's so, like, it's a whodunit, like you said, but it is a whodunit with a twist that is so much fun. Like, when it happens, you're like, oh, this is great and clever and cool and, like, makes me feel warm inside that this is what we're doing.
Is it as good as Lucky Number 11?
Yeah. It is.
I did love that movie.
It is as good as Lucky Number 11, and that is high praise.
Yeah. I liked Lucky Number 11.
Lucky Number 11 is a great movie. And I do think it like lives up to that sort of level of whodunitness and fun.
Yeah. All right. I should watch these movies before, you know, someone gets canceled and I can't enjoy it anymore.
That's
like if someone was like, hey, you got to watch The Usual Suspects and I hadn't seen it. I'm like, I'm not going to watch that fucking shit. And Bryan Singer and Kevin Spacey, fuck those guys.
That's right, man. Knives Out movies are full of people. You're on the clock is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in those movies.
Like, oh my God. I'm so glad I watched that movie back in like 1995 when it came out. I'm like, hey, I can fondly remember the Kaiser Soze moment instead of just being like.
All right.
Anyway.
All right. Well, so that's all the feedback, right?
No, not at all.
No?
No, Stu says.
I'm sorry, Stu. I'm so sorry, Stu.
Yeah.
Well, it's your feedback is inspiring a lot of conversation.
It is, and also, you know, you need friend time, so we're just talking.
That's right. Okay. That's right. I do.
This is our show. Yeah. So Stu says, so that was overall very good for a finale, if a little intensely focused on the mirrors and Ake to the detriment of the other characters. Craig's big moment in the episode was figuring out the Doctor was trying to communicate something, which anyone watching would have gotten after 5 seconds. I do agree with that.
I totally agree with that. Especially like, you're a doctor. Go in there and figure this out. This hologram that he's... And then the big figure out was like, he's trying to communicate. Like, yeah. It was...
Oh, really?
He's clearly trying to communicate. Glad you picked up medicine this season.
Yeah. Also, I don't know about the reveal that Bracca's grudge against Starfleet being a big misunderstanding that he doesn't accept, Slight flashback to We Are Starfleet, where the supposed questioning of the institution is resolved with a maybe it's a you problem. Rima being able to use her ability now without an apparent cost sets a worrying precedent too. It's another why can't we call on the Discovery situation. Okay, so really quick, I do want to say, I don't think it's a slight flashback to the We Are Starfleet, maybe it's a you problem. I think it's a really interesting commentary on where a lot of people are in this country, where they don't want to see black and white. They just want to like rely on their own trauma and faulty memories to blame other people who have no actual ability, or who had no actual ability to help certain situations. Like, it did suck that they couldn't help, that the Federation couldn't help his dad and him and whatever, but like other people needed more help.
Sure.
And it's a great situation and it sucks, but also who knows how faulty his memory is that he's going on from childhood.
Yeah. I hear you, but I agree with Stu. Like, I think there's a little bit of it in there. I'm not saying it undercuts the whole episode. I love this episode, but it is a little bit, instead of letting Starfleet feel a little punished and a little questioned, they wrote it so that even if it is a very valid, like, human, or like, human way of acting for this character, that he's responding to it in this way. Like you said, there's a lot of people responding to things this way. It's still, let's put the Federation on trial, but we win the trial by ruining the perspective of the person that's putting it on trial. You know what I mean? Like it's that We Are Starfleet problem to a much lesser degree, but it's there.
What we needed was the moment where Kirk and Spock and McCoy sit on the bridge and Kirk says, could we have helped them? Or something. Like, they needed that moment of like recognition that things were bad, you have to make decisions, but should we have gone back?
Well, and that's exactly why I would have liked, and you said in the last episode you wouldn't have liked this, but that's exactly why I wanted her to make some sort of appeal to the gallery. And be like, listen, we were having hard times, but we're back. Like, we are back. Warp is back. We have more resources, and we're building them all the time. And if your worlds need help, please reach out. You know what I mean? Like, we want to be there. Like, I wish we could have helped a young Noose Braca, but we couldn't. Like, these are the way I'm saying it is a terrible way of saying it, and it shouldn't be said that way. But I just, some line that said, like, we were not who we were meant to be. And I think it's in there.
Right.
When Anisha says, like, I needed you to be who you said you were. I needed you to stand up for, like, your actual values that you say you believe in. So it's in there, but it's just the Noose Braca of it all undercuts it just enough to where I'm like, okay, I'll deduct half a point for that. Just a 9.5 for me.
I was fine with, I think I'm in agreement with the message, but I just didn't like that execution that you proffered. Like, I didn't want to see that, like, turn to, all these people and be like, blah, da, da. Like, I kind of like the way they did it there. I'm talking about, like, at the end of the episode, like, a haunted, we didn't do the right thing, and I'll never be okay with that.
Yeah, I hear that.
Kind of thing. All right, let's see. Stu says, in total, I'd give season 1 a B+. There were a couple of less interesting episodes and a few season-wide issues in terms of tone and little things for me to go higher, but pretty satisfactory after all. Like, I think one thing the show could have done different is its approach to Caleb, who is the primary protagonist. This guy was cast into a messed up system from a young age and became a delinquent and a criminal for over a decade, with us even seeing him bite a guy's ear off early on. I didn't expect that to produce a guy whose mode was comedically cocky jock one minute and angsty boyfriend the next. I think he could have been much more dangerous and volatile character in the squeaky clean Starfleet setting. I'm talking minor squabbles turning him into him pressing shivs against Ramey's throat type stuff, not just trading you're a bitch. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, make him a little rougher on the edges, not not so easily fit in. Yeah.
But it's also that's such a hard thing to do.
It is hard
like,
to do, yeah.
You want him to be relatable. Most people watching Star Trek has not been in the environment of like being a criminal on the edge of society, like killing people who are trying,
and not having been there doesn't mean you can't relate. I mean, we're talking about Malcolm Reynolds here. Like, that's what I think a Malcolm Reynolds type who like actually does questionable shit at times, where you're like, ooh, he pushed that guy into an engine. You know what I mean? Like, there's like, ooh, he didn't have to do that.
Right.
But you're like, okay, that's who this guy is. He's on the edge,
But also, I did like that he was that guy for like an episode, and then he softened up over the course of the season.
Yeah, I do too.
Because like he finally got to be a kid.
I think it's getting to be a kid, but he showed up. He went against Ake in the first episode and tried to contact his mother, which got the entire ship in trouble and almost got them all killed. And I think that's the thing that like really turns him, is like, okay, I didn't trust her. I screwed up, and like I gave Noose our location, and now I've got to do better, and I'm not going to put all these lives at risk. And then after I screwed up, she still like let me be a part of this thing. She still wanted me here. She gave me however many hours of community service, but I'm not gone.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I see what you're saying, and I kind of maybe one more episode of being real rough around the edges would have been good.
Yeah, doing a couple more like. I mean, he does a few things that are like against the rules or whatever, but for the most part, he becomes a rule follower pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people who never had structure growing up, that's what they crave.
Yeah.
Even if they don't realize it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's why I like being married. No, I'm just kidding.
That's terrible, Dave.
I know. It's not even real. It's not even true.
I know. It's terrible, though. I love it. I really. I will say, though, as you say, it's just the first episode, and I think for the most part that's true, except the last two episodes, which are them getting stuck beyond this barrier are his fault for running, and not trusting. Like, I think this whole season, the arc is he doesn't trust her, he screws up big, and then he learns to trust her throughout the episode, and then he tries to go to her in episode 9 and be like, okay, I have my chance to get my mom. But it doesn't. He sees the conversation they're having and doesn't trust her that much, and he tries to run. And so, like, none of that would have happened if he was being the good guy. He ends up on like a planet outside the Federation. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's being like annexed by the Nari Raw. Like that is young Caleb kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right. Stu says, also, how are we feeling about the structure of this show, ostensibly about school, being bookended with action-heavy spectacle episodes and mostly drama stuff between that? Can they keep doing that? Should they keep doing that? Just because we expect there to be some action in a Star Trek show? I mean, imagine if Saved by the Bell had seasons that ended with Bayside High being taken over by terrorists or something. They can always do actiony stuff via holodeck simulation training, though I've noticed there doesn't seem to be a holodeck at the Academy. Otherwise, Calica games wouldn't need to be done in an actual physical arena. But anyway, school's out, guys, and with no new Star Trek series coming soon, I guess this is it for a while, unless you want to switch to Stargate SG-1 reviews. I do not. The show's back on Netflix now, though maybe you could restrict it to just the episodes that have notable Star Trek alumni, which there are many. Ronnie Cox, Armin Shimmerman, John Delancey, Marina Sirtis, Renee Auberjonois, Jolene Blaylock, Robert Picardo. The show is very Star Trek in format a lot of the time too. Go to planet, something weird is going on, and or an ethical dilemma is presented. The villains are even basically what if Trill symbionts were evil snakes. By the way, they should totally do an unconventional crossover between Star Trek eras by making a recurring villain who's an evil symbiont showing up in a different body in different shows. That'd be fucking awesome.
That's a great idea, yeah.
Or an evil Lanthanite or something. I know Dave would like to see Pelia as season 2's big bad. So they can kill her, yeah. He says, P.S. I just remembered something that makes me rethink my grade. They named the Klingon fucking Jaden. F-. All right, Stu. That's a great idea with the symbiote.
Great idea with the symbiote. I understand where Stu is coming from with wanting the seasons not to end in these big galactic stakes battles. Mm-hmm. I think it's a very, very fair point. But I think at this point, I don't think they're going to step it down too much, unfortunately. Like, I don't think they have to go this big every season, but unfortunately, it is the nature of these shows, serialized television, to raise the stakes as they go, not bring them down. And it can also make a lot more sense that the stakes get raised when these kids start. We learned from the episode with Tilly that like the third years are off on a ship doing stuff, so it's very possible we'll get a second year and it's a little more like this season. All the stuff they did was kind of like accidental problems, it's very possible that we'll get kind of like lower decks kind of stuff where like they're actually out on a ship doing things and they actually have to like deal with problems that they're supposed to be dealing with as part of their training. And then, of course, they're still going to have to... We keep talking about the Discovery problem, and Stu brings up the Terima problem, which I think is fair. I think the idea that it's just like every episode we have to like give a list of the godlike powers. We have to explain why they're not godlike this week. It is a bad thing for a TV show. Like you need rules that keep things contained to some degree. I was actually just listening to a thing about the Justice League writers from the Justice League TV show years ago, the cartoon. And they were talking about how like in the first season, they knew they had the Superman problem. And it's like, he can show up and kill anybody. So he always had him get taken off the map, like early. And then we realized after the first season, we just let Superman get beat up every episode first. And it makes him seem like the weakest of the Justice League, and he's the strongest. So we had to recalibrate and figure out other ways to handle that, which I thought was really interesting. And I think you risk that with this show of just like weird power leveling problems, when you've got the Discovery and Terima at this point, and they're going to have other things that are going to, have to deal with. But those are two pretty rough ones right now.
But it's also a situation where you're like, we've had this problem in Star Trek forever. Sometime in season 2, they're in a cave jail, and they're like, "Oh, can you maybe reach out with your Vulcan powers and talk and convince the guard to do a thing?" And Spock does it, and then you're like, "Well, all the other times you were thrown into an alien prison, why didn't you fucking do it then?"
Yeah.
And then like every time after, you're like, "Why aren't you doing that?" And sometimes they mention it, sometimes they don't. You're always going to have that like, well, why now?
Yeah, for sure.
Why can't you do this? Troy was the same way. Like,
100%.
And like you would have episodes where like immediately she's like, something about their heads. I can't read what the fuck they're saying, Captain. I don't know.
It's always an issue, whether it's technological or supernatural seeming, like Terima's powers, or some traversal. Like those big powers are always going to be an issue to like explain away. I'm okay with a line that explains it. It's just as the list gets longer, it's not that I mind it. It just gets funny. Like the every reference to Discovery this season made me laugh when they're like, Discovery's busy. Discovery's getting a refit. Discovery's trapped behind the thing. We have to say that because someone's going to say, why can't Discovery handle this?
Yep. But I mean, and I think it's so funny. It's such an internet problem. It's such an like everyone's on the internet and everyone's picking this shit apart for brownie points. Yeah. And I'm like, you want to go back to TNG and start asking why Data isn't just doing everyone's fucking job? Because he can run the ship by himself.
Yeah, it's fair.
All he's got to do is have Geordi plug his like fucking wires into the ship and he can run that ship by himself. No one is needed on that ship. Sorry.
Yeah.
Age-old problem with Star Trek. Dominion War. Why can't we just have Odo come and blanket the motherfuckers? Like, Siege of AR, whatever the fuck it was, when they're all down in the cave and they're all fighting the Dominion. Just have like Odo come in and blanket over them in his goo form and then turn to concrete and smash them all. Just fucking...
Is that a thing that happens at some point?
No, but it could have, because Odo is totally overpowered.
I don't know that Odo is overpowered in that way.
I don't know.
He still has like a certain mass or whatever. Like he can transform, but I don't think he can.
Yeah.
I don't think he can become concrete, and I don't think that he can like get heavier. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it was ever. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think it was like defined exactly what he can.
Probably a little
do.
defined.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Anyway,
I told you I might tell you the end of Stream 7, but only if you want me to. I forgot you said you might watch them.
Oh yeah, no, I want to watch them.
Yeah, I won't tell you then.
Yeah, don't tell me. It's the only joy I have in my life is getting surprised at the end of movies.
Yeah, me too, man.
Well, that and my wife, I love her.
Yeah.
Despite my previous joke, I actually do love being married.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. It's been a tough year.
It is not,
but it's not because I don't love my wife. It's because it's been we've had a tough year. Learning to parent a 15-year-old and dealing with cancer and trying to finish law school and pass the bar and all that stuff while I'm just trying to like keep my fingernails tight around everybody and just white knuckle everything.
Yeah. But, and hopefully this is true for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I believe that the reason I have a great marriage is because literally everyone I know leading up to it had a terrible marriage. And my trauma makes me actually have conversations with my wife instead of screaming at her.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. Like, I used to talk about how I wasn't sure I wanted to get married. And part of that was I was like, I don't know if I've ever seen a good one at all.
I saw Spencer and Ashley and I was like, you know what? It might be possible.
I saw Spencer and Ashley and I was like, boring.
That's my sister and our friend
one of
Spencer.
our best friends, and I just give them shit for being an old married couple. They used to come to our they used to hang out we used to live together, me and Spencer, and Spencer and Ashley would spend weekends together. She'd come up and visit or whatever, and they would always
make soup.
They would always be making soup, and we used to make fun of them because they were like, "You guys are getting so old." They'd be so excited about their soup. We're gonna go down to the farmer's market and pick up some ingredients for this week's soup. And it's just like, what are you? And it was a perfect blending of like this getting older, feeling like they're nesting like old people, and being
they were like 20 and 25.
I know, exactly. They were like 20 and 25
like,
years old. It was super young to be doing this, but they were so excited about their soup. But it also Spencer, we've always made fun of for our entire lives for being frugal, and so it also is just a frugal way to eat is like making soups. So they were just like always looking for weird ingredients for their soups to try different kinds of soup and experiment, and they were always excited, and we were like, you guys, you're boring. You're boring.
Yeah. Well, you know, for Spencer, it went beyond frugality, at least for monetary reasons. Like, you remember, I used to make fun of him, like, why are you just eating plain noodles? Like, get a sauce. Like, he'd go out to IHOP with us, and he was like, no ketchup, no mustard, no sauces. And we were like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he's like, oh, well, at some point I'm going to get tired of this, and then I'll introduce a sauce.
He's like, this plain potato is too spicy.
He's like, eventually I'll get tired of this, and I'll introduce a sauce, and then I'll be excited to eat this chicken again.
Oh, man.
He's like meeting it out for the rest of his life. Like, by the time I'm 50, I'll have tried ketchup.
Man, yeah. Spencer's such a funny guy. I love Spencer so much, but he definitely.
And it's funny,
frugality and his palate being like. I used to think he didn't like my family's food, and we had a conversation about it recently. And I used to think it was because like his family ate healthier. They were all a little fitter than us, and my family's eating like very Southern cooking, whatever. And so I always thought it was maybe that. And then when I talked to him recently, I think he just like doesn't like flavor.
Well, you know, it's weird. Like, I just went down for my grandmother's birthday, and they had soup. That's what they were serving. Course. And it was too flavorful for me.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Maybe his plan is working.
Yeah.
He's slowly introducing spices to his diet over many, many years.
Oh, so many spices. Like, they had so many spices, they gave me a ton of spices from Penzies and Homewood. Like a ton of different spices. And by the way, you should absolutely go frequent that
check out
that
Penzies.
Place because very, very very pro LGBTQ plus, and great spices. I brought a bunch of spices and was like, it was really good. Holy shit.
Interesting.
So
it's so funny. Yeah. The reason this is on my brain is because recently, I was talking to him and we haven't made that soup joke in 15 years. I haven't made that soup joke about him being boring married person with his soup. It's been like 15 years since I made a joke about that. And
but you did make it in a video that I made for him.
Oh, yes.
And Ashley for their wedding.
Oh, yeah. I did.
So the story is etched in stone.
It's etched in stone for sure. But we were on the phone this week. It was like maybe last week. And we were talking about something else. And we were talking about different restaurants we liked and different spices we liked. And we started talking about coconut soup at the Thai restaurants. That I love that coconut soup at here at Stern West is the restaurant we always go to with that coconut soup. And I was like, man, I bet that's not that hard to make. I bet I could make some coconut soup. And I've been cooking a lot lately. So I whipped out my phone. I'm on the phone with Spencer and I'm like looking at this recipe for coconut soup. And I'm like, oh yeah, this looks pretty easy. It's just this. And then I stopped myself and I was like, Spencer, God damn you. I just got married. I just got married 4 months ago, and you've got me talking about soup on the phone with you. How dare you try to do this to me? Trying to get me into your little cult.
I'm generally quite loath to perpetuate internet isms, but life comes at you fast.
Yeah.
You look, oh my God, I'm talking about when I was down there, they were giving me shit for like an egg drop soup. They were like, it's like snot. And I'm like, yes, and I'll take it.
Yeah.
Love some egg drop soup.
I know I've told you about my Xi'an food that I love so much. If you, Xian, if you're out there, if you live in New York, they have it. Atlanta has a place. It's a specific type of Chinese food that I absolutely love. And this week I found out they opened up the one I love, the one that's in New York that I've like just want to go back to New York to have it again. It's so good. And the one they opened up a new location. And I was like, what? And I was excited and I looked and it's in Washington, D.C. And I was like, that's only like 10 hours away. New York's 16 hours away. So like
let me tell you something.
They're moving closer, man. My favorite restaurant is moving closer, and I will drive 10 hours for that at some point. Like I will do it. If they don't get it here soon, I will drive 10 hours.
I am on Facebook. I'm part of some, local city, local town Facebook groups, and everybody is just jacking their dicks to the fact that Raising Cane's is on 280. Like, Raising Cane's, oh, fuck, finally a good chicken place. And I'm like, there's fucking Jack's on every corner down here. There's Milo's, fantastic fucking chicken.
They're good
Popeye's chicken right there on 280.
Popeye's chicken's so good.
Like,
but the 280 location is trash, though. It's brand new and it's trash.
It's awful. It is so awful. Bad. I have gone there twice and could not get food.
I love it. I love, Dave, that me and you both know how trash the new Popeyes is. That is in an area that is not near where either one of us live. So we have traveled across town for Popeyes and realized how terrible that location is. And both know the like Popeyes is a fraught restaurant because it's generally in lower income areas.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like, I live in a lower income area and like all of the fast food around here is terrible. Just absolutely awful. When the like sort of city center that's closest to me, every fast food restaurant takes too long. The grease is always old. It's just terrible.
Yeah, you're in Roebuck.
Yeah, in Roebuck, it's all terrible.
And we're like 11 minutes away.
I know.
I'm in Trustful, and it's great.
I will drive to Trustful before I will stop I will drive the 11 minutes away, but it's terrible. I hate it. I like when we were when we moved out here, I'd heard of like food deserts, you know, and like we were kind of in one. Like it's kind of there's not a lot of great grocery stores around here, and I was like, man, this is terrible. But as I've lived here, I've learned that there's other kinds of deserts, and one of them is like good, cheap, fast food, like that's like good and fast. Like it's it's hard to find. And another one is the pharmacies. The pharmacies on my main strip over here don't stock the medicines I take, and like they will be out of stock for months at a time. So I have to drive. Like I live in this neighborhood, and I would love to buy all my stuff here, but I have to drive 15 minutes for everything I do all the time. It's wild.
Yeah. I really like the Publix in Clay. That's like 5 minutes from my house.
Yeah. I know
that's
that
a good
Publix.
one. And those pharmacists there mostly take care of you. I've had a few issues, and they'll help you out. And,
since I got diagnosed with my ADHD and started taking Adderall, like Adderall is tough to find sometimes. They just have a it's like it's a controlled substance, so you have to get it, whatever. And so that's why the ones over here, they just do not stock it and almost never have it because of whatever. But my mom takes like 20 prescriptions, and so to get her prescriptions, I got to go somewhere else. To get my prescriptions, it's a lot, man.
Yeah.
Anything specialty takes like 2 weeks to get here. It's really bad.
Yeah, I think part of me really wants to go on ADHD meds, and like I'm scared too. I'm scared to fucking do it because I know you've had problems getting Adderall, and I've had Adderall, and then very much was sad that I didn't have it when I didn't have it. So I'm like, because I just was when I was like, oh my god, does everyone feel this way?
Right?
Like, oh my god, you guys. This is how y'all think?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Well, weird. I'm actually alert and focused and.
Yeah. I don't know that I really want to get dependent upon on it.
Oh yeah.
I'm a little scared, but yeah, absolutely. And yes, it is funny that we've both been to the same Popeyes.
Enough times
30
to realize
30 minutes away from
it's 30 minutes away from both of us, and enough times to realize the trend of how bad their service is and stuff. I pulled in tonight. This is embarrassing to say that I did this tonight, but I did. I pulled into that Popeyes tonight, and it was 8:00. They closed at 9, and they'd closed both drive-thrus. They had the drive-thrus closed. They were open inside, but they closed the drive-thru. I was like, I don't want to.
I went last week, motherfucker. I went last week, and I went over there. Look, I will say, okay, so they got a bunch of stores over there that have McFarlane Multiverse DC figures. Yeah, I went over there for that. But also, like, the thing, like, the crown jewel of that was I was going to get some Popeyes. I was so fucking excited.
You get the spicy chicken?
Because... No, I get the normal.
I love the spicy chicken.
I'm getting old, but I do like spicy. But you can't tell when you go to Popeyes, like the one that down street from my mom's house in Montgomery. Like I'll go there and I'm like, I get some spicy, and then like it's real good, and it's just got like a little bit of a zing to it, and it's like okay. But then like sometimes the wrong people are working, and that shit's so fucking hot, you will want to die.
I don't think. Okay. I think I've never noticed a difference at all. And I think they come pre-seasoned. I don't think that they're doing that in store.
I don't know. Because I used to go hang out with my mom quite a bit. And we would stop off at different places. And she'd be like, I want Taco Bell. I'm like, not Taco Bell this time. I'm going to get some Popeyes. And it would just, sometimes it was real fine. It was great. And then sometimes it was like, God, it's hot. So I kind of went back to classic.
Yeah, I'm all about the spicy. I always go in there and get that spicy chicken. I really think we should take this conversation off cast at this point. I think we've gone for 30 minutes talking about completely unrelated to Star Trek stuff. So,
but I will say though, like I went and they had both drive-throughs closed last week when we went through, and there was a line inside that was like ungodly, and I was like, "Fuck this! I didn't even get anything out to eat. Yeah. I just fucking went home. I was so mad.
I tried that Popeyes like 3 or 4 times, and until tonight I hadn't gone back. But I just happened to be over there, and I needed some food.
Uh-huh.
Like I was literally driving by it, and I was like, oh, "Okay, I'll give it one more try." And then the drive-thrus were closed. Every time I've gone there, they give me the wrong shit. Uh-huh. They never package the stuff right. They never include what I ordered. They always like tell me they have something, then they say at the window they don't have it, or they just don't tell me and mess it up. It's just constantly like messing stuff up and taking too long, and it's just awful.
I have never been able to get food from them.
Oh, really? Never even food?
I've never been able to. I've gone there, and they're like, their system's down. There's always some kind of bullshit.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. That is wild. I have received food a couple of times, but I have had to either have them turn me away because their system's down or something, or they're just closed, or like when they shouldn't be. Like it's a pretty bad location, and it's terrible. What I was going to say earlier is I live out here in Roebuck, and like it's a low income area, and all of our fast food is terrible, and I hate it. I hate that. It makes me annoyed because I can drive 11 minutes away, but there are people who live in this area who walk everywhere, and it's like they can't drive 11 minutes away to pick up their fast food, especially with gas being expensive and stuff. And like, I am lucky enough to be able to do that. But like, yeah, anyway, the point is that Popeyes is in the nicest part of town. Mm-hmm. And Popeyes are normally in kind of lower income areas. And like, it is the worst Popeyes.
Like the grass has grown up. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's the worst Popeyes I've ever been to. And other Popeyes like are run down, the windows are broken, they're torn apart, they don't take care of the place. It looks awful. They're old, they're like 20-year-old buildings, but the chicken is fire, and it's always there, and it's hot, and it's cheap, and it's good. And then this fucking Popeyes opens on 280, one of the nicer areas of town, and I was like, man, that Popeyes is going to be good.
We could be eating good. That's what I thought.
It is terrible. It is so terrible.
That's so disappointing. That's so disappointing. And I misspoke earlier because I said I've been there one other time, but I have been there twice before. One time the system was down, and one time they were like, "We only take cash." And I'm like, "Fucker, I don't have cash."
I think I went when they did that too. They're like, whatever, their credit card system was down or something. Golly, God, it's so sad. This is definitely the kind of problems I need to be complaining about. This is fun.
Yeah. So I'm like, love that chicken from Popeyes.
I love that chicken from Popeyes.
I do. I wanted honey biscuits. I love their French fries. Yeah. I love their chicken.
Mm-hmm. You mean you put the honey on the biscuits? The biscuits aren't honey naturally, right?
Right. Yeah, you get biscuits,
and they'll give you the honey. It's really good.
Well, they used to. I came across a problem where, like, all of a sudden they didn't have honey packets.
Oh, what?
I know. And that was some bullshit.
Yeah, that is some bullshit.
Many years ago, my dad terrified a bunch of Popeyes employees.
Uh-oh.
It was fantastic.
Oh, no. Your dad
understand. He can't hear people through the speaker. Uh-huh. He gets real mad at the drive-thru. So, like, he was trying to talk to him. He couldn't hear him. So he pulled around angrily.
Uh-huh.
In a fucking rage, and he got out of his truck, and I just went with him to help him with whatever food, because we were getting a shit ton of food. And he like walks up to the thing, to the door, and just yanks it open, and they all scream. And he was like, "What?" And they're like, "We're closed. That door was locked." And he just fucking, in a rage, ripped the door open and broke the lock. And then, like, had to convince them he wasn't going to do anything.
That's funny.
He didn't know it was locked, and please don't sue him.
Paige has that kind of super strength when she's angry about something. She'll just, like, go straight through a wall or whatever and not realize it.
Yeah.
Until later. She's like, "Oh, my shoulder hurts." "Yeah, you ran through a wall earlier."
Yeah. And my dad was like, "Please don't tell your mom." I was like, "I already texted her. This is hilarious."
Okay. We love you guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all these feedbacks. We got to do this more often.
Absolutely.
Really enjoyed it. And I think we're going to be doing an episode soon about clock stoppers with John Irons.
Yeah,
we talked about
Irons.
doing an episode because it's Jonathan Frakes joint. And,
yeah,
good classic. And I liked it, and Dave's never seen it.
I've never seen it.
And I
have it on
haven't
DVD
seen
and
it in like 25 years. So it might be terrible. But I do remember really liking it.
I've had it on DVD since they were selling them in $5 bins at Walmart. Like when I was in college,
Yeah.
I've had it on DVD that long, and I've never watched it.
So we're going to watch it, and we're going to cover it right here on Star Trek Universe.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to bug him. I'm going to bug him and John and make sure we do this thing.
Yeah. You got to bug me. I'm in, man. I'm in, baby.
We all get busy. One of us has got to be the designated bugger.
Yeah, it's true. Jolan true.
Live long and prosper. Star Trek Universe is produced by Matthew Carroll and David C. Robertson. If you'd like to hear more from Matthew Carroll, check out all of his podcasts at strandedpanda.com and go look for his music by searching Matthew Carroll wherever you get music. He did the theme for this show. Find out more about Effie Ophelders and her writing at euphemia.ophelda.rs. And if you want more of me, David C. Robertson, you can find links to my other podcast, DC On Screen, my poetry, short stories, photography, artwork, and my free all-encompassing weekly/semi-weekly newsletter at davidcrobertson.com. All links are in the show notes. If you'd like to reach out and have your voice heard, email us StarTrekUcast@gmail.com.